Well, Cabra Vale Diggers, the venue for the 23-24 Bowls New South Wales Champion of Club Champions Pearse. The players have just caught us out a little bit. They've decided to not have their second trial end and jump into it. So first end underway in our final of the men's pairs. Kyle Hansen and Ray Pearse. Taren Point up against Hemi Palmer and Darren Morrison of Ettalong. Kyle Hansen, the green and yellow arrows. Hemi Palmer's the blue bowls. I'm not quite sure the brand. You will notice the rain is coming down. Players have gone out in the rain because they're expecting to get wet more during the afternoon. Already a bit damp. I don't think conditions are going to improve all that much throughout the game. Bright, sparkling start, though. And a big congratulations to our Cabramatta pair, Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Fife, winners of the Women's Champion of Champion Pairs in our final this morning. Big thank you to the staff here at Cabra Vale Diggers for their wonderful efforts in hosting this week. The team at Active Turf Care, headed up by Gavin Burston, done a great job in getting our greens ready each day and preparing for this event. They've played very well. Shout out to the teams at Cabramatta, Marylands and Guildford, Mount Lewis and St John's Park. A great number of people have contributed to having the players have a wonderful experience. The only thing that hasn't been spectacular has been our weather. A few showers around. Players, though, battling along bravely, playing well despite that. A couple of great games this morning. Of course, the women's final, while that was on, the men's semis were being played. I'll just bring those up on my screen. I thought I had them ready to go. I notice I've got the women's. So the men's champion of champion pairs. Of course, you can look up the results from the entire series on BowlsLink, results.bowlslink.com.au. Choose Bowls New South Wales. This morning's semi-finals, Taren Point got through Kyle and Ray, courtesy of a 20 shots to 12 win over Beau Prideaux and Aaron Wilson. Hemi and Darren, they've got through after a 20 shots to 10 win over Ben Winther and Brett Spur of Mount Lewis. A couple of great wins. And no clear favourite amongst those, but Benny Winther and Brett Spur were probably regarded as the favourites for that game. Now, current state pairs champions. A sparkling start to this game. Darren and Hemi both using blue bowls just to make it a bit easier for us. Very convenient. Crossover for the Leeds to play their second in this first end of our men's final. Just as we've given Gav a big congratulatory cheer, he's walked in to give us an update on the conditions. He'll be on his way in a minute. Greenkeepers, of course, all their work's done from about 5 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Send them home. He's going to pick up a headset and have a chat with us again. Welcome back, Gav.
Hello, Andrew. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
You're watching the rain out there going, oh, on my beautiful greens.
Yeah, it should handle pretty well. We've only had a little bit. It's just eased up now, so it's a shame, but come all the way through the whole week, and then for the final, she rains harder than we've had in days. But all we can do is try our best and get it done.
Only had about 1.5 millimetres overnight. We've probably had triple that till now.
Yeah, I think probably about 3 to 4 mil, but very light, very light. Like, it's going to take a bit to flood these greens up. I think if it came down really heavy, they might have to pause for a 10 or 15 minutes. They'll probably get it done. We've moved the rinks slightly to the right and got them a bit off the edge, so they're out a little bit further for the final.
Well, Kyle, not quite enough weight to push that one through. Do expect this to be a cracking game, and the little bit of pace has come off. Might just lead to some tighter heads. Still looking in great nick, even if it is a little bit damp. Well, Hemi very close to sitting that bowl, just turns it over. Don't think Razor would be too upset about that one being flopped down. A little bit harder to get to. Two Ettalong bowls sitting off to the left of screen, just behind. I think Razor will be playing his forehand, trying to get down and get inside those, count and cover. We just need to send a message out to Kyle that he's got his big back right in front of it, and I think somebody heard us.
He heard you.
I know I have a big booming voice, but I don't think he actually heard me on the green.
Oh, I'm his old boss, mate. He did me an apprenticeship for active turf guests, so Kyle knows not to get in the way.
Keep out of the bulldozer that's Gav Burston. Gav's also discovered the famous lolly bucket, the yogurt bucket.
Snake's alive, Andrew. They've all left me. They've all gone home, so it's just you and me now, mate.
And the bucket's full. I put a post up on Facebook because Tank, David Thomas, and Bailey aren't around. Did have a nice big full bucket during our last one, and went to get one. They're all gone. Bailey blamed Tank, and Tank blamed Bailey, so they both get the blame. The yogurt bucket also got discovered during the state junior championships a couple of years ago. Blame Benny for letting the juniors know it was full of lollies. It wasn't for much longer, though. The point holding, it's 2, maybe 3 here. Be close between all 3 of the Ettalong bowls. Razor on the mat. He'll be trying to play forehand draw. Just get down to the 2 Ettalong bowls just behind on the left. Wouldn't even mind sitting the front one and flopping in. And Daz, I reckon he'll try to play a little bit
pretty well here. Hold on.
Wants to get in front. Well, that might just make it that bit harder for Darren Morrison. He might be tempted to go pretty quick at this, try and get the front one and disturb it. Get rid of a whole heap of bowls. He may well end up with shot. Yeah, and that's what Hemi's saying. Give that one a smack. You get a little bit of contact on the jack and it spits out to the left. You're good. Get rid of all 3, maybe 4 or 5 of those bowls in close. And you're a big chance to remain. Looks a little under the line. Got one of his own. Don't think that'll make any difference.
Yep.
Be 2 or 3, I'm not sure. I'm going to take one of them out, 2 of them out. We'll have a look at the other. Does look like the blue bowl at the back now. Kyle not wanting to kneel down on the wet grass. Oh, to be young and still be able to bend down like that, mate.
He doesn't mind a bit of food, young Kyle. I remember when he was working for me, I had to give him 2 or 3 breaks to keep his energy levels up. Likes to feed, so he might have a belly full of sausage rolls after the lunch break.
Well, Nick's been manning the barbecue there throughout the week. He's done a wonderful job on that.
Great job.
Oh, didn't quite catch that signal when it was 2 or 3.
I think it was 3.
We'll put it in as 3. Somebody will tell us if we're wrong. We'll catch the... How about we change to the other view?
That's better. The rain seems to have just eased a little bit out there now. It's a bit lighter than what it was.
Good thing. Although they're underway, still drizzling rain, so they still would have been getting wet.
Kyle playing his hand. This hand on this green is the narrower hand of the 2, heading back towards the road. tends to hold up a little bit coming in on a draw. The other one swoops a little bit more.
I've often wondered, is that what it is that affects each green differently at each club to have a wider and a narrow hand, where there's a slight variation in the levels, whether it's just the conditions, where the light comes and makes the grass point to, how the wind blows and even affects the nap of the grass.
Yeah. Sometimes the sun. It's the sun here when it sets in the west. It bounces off our windows and our club, the big new club we've got here. So it tends to dry that section of the green out a little bit. You've got to nurse it in the off season so you keep grass on there. But and as you get out here a bit further, it tends to get a little bit grassier. So that's why this hand it's the slighter tighter hand. There's not much difference in them, but when it got up to 18 seconds the other day on the Wednesday afternoon, you saw some of Disco's bowls were whipping right back and going backwards.
Yes.
So on that hand, on the club hand. So it just comes down to the weather conditions as well, mate. You know, if you've got a lot of windy, dry weather, the greens are going to swoop on any surface. You know, so.
Well, Mark Cross is asking, if you wanted to get extra pace out of the green, did you throw Kyle onto the roller?
Crossy, I did, mate. He was my compaction specialist. Yes, answering that question, but he didn't have the size on him that he had when he was an apprentice. He was little, so we had to grow him into the job and roll him into the mould.
Do you notice in the Illawarra, a lot of greens on the escarpment side are a bit tighter?
Yeah, same with, I mentioned the other day on the live stream, I mentioned Carlingford as well. Carlingford in front of the club there, as you play north-south there, that is a 1 foot tight hand, and we played at Ettalong on the weekend, and one hand was slightly tight, and one hand was very, very wide. So it all comes down to where your building is facing. If you're north, south, or east, west, and it depends on where your sun's setting, I guess. And your morning conditions play a big part in how your green runs as well. Your morning sun, and if you're dew and your grass levels are drying out.
Well, great bowl from Daz, just trails it to his own bowl. Yep, and I don't actually mind there being a little bit of a difference between one hand and the other. It just adds to the spectacle. Mm-hmm. It's nice when they're both the same, but you've got to play on every green and master the conditions.
You've got to adapt, that's right.
And people expect that an indoor or synthetic surface will be perfect on both sides, and it's not going to be true.
No.
Those factors will still come into play.
Every green is different, I say. That makes it such a unique game. Mate. You can step off one green and play a certain style of game, and then you step on another one, you've got to adapt the next day, or sometimes even then it's the same day, the same afternoon.
And often you see pennant match starts at 1 o'clock. By the time you get towards the finish around 4:30, the conditions have changed, they've dried out, crust has formed a little bit on the surface, so you get a little bit more speed, a little bit more grass. You have to adapt your tactics throughout the day and adapt your line.
Yep.
Something I often fail to do.
Can be a challenging game at times. A lot of guys, I reckon, drive home on Saturday afternoons and they talk to themselves in the car after playing a game of bowls.
Well, I think I talk to myself. Sometimes I need that expert opinion.
Do you talk to yourself when you're on the mat?
I talk to myself all the time when I'm playing.
Black dot, Mal Meninga used to say.
Fortunate enough to win a few games of singles a few years ago, and somebody said, "You seem to be muttering to yourself the whole game." And I went, "Yeah, I was." "What were you saying?" I said, mostly I was saying it's an easy game. It's just grass and weight. All you got to do is take your grass and weight, get down there and draw the shot.
Yep.
Just talk yourself into playing a good bowl sometimes.
That's right. I take that 30 to 45 seconds when I'm crossing over to talk myself into what I'm going to play before I step on the mat. So it's just a little method you have with each individual.
Hemi's got a big piece of that. I've just taken it a little too far. Chance here for Kyle to play backhand down to the jack. Little tiny touch, he'll make 2 or 3. Good confident draw. No real danger at all. Just got to judge the right grass to take. And if he's been playing the other side, he might need to take just a little more than he's expecting. I know in a couple of greens I've played on I'll line my shot up and then go out another 30 centimetres or so from where I think.
Just a fraction narrow here. You can get a piece of this bowl. No.
Just going to run through. Good home. I think Daz will get Hemi to play the forehand down to their own. They've got 3 of their own. You crash into those. You push them in. Happen to find the hole, you can draw. Can get this one as well. Got the edge. Probably not quite enough to... Yep. That power board. That's the sound box that was coming out. Oh, because we started again, we've got the echo. There we go. I'll turn that off.
Better?
Yeah, the sound desk here defaults to having an echo in it. It's very handy if you want to make a dramatic effect. You can go, great bowl. Sorry, great bowl.
Bring the Darren Eastlake into the commentary.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, great bowl there.
Now, we were using it to send up Jason Pinnock when he was commentating with us. Got the affectionate nickname of Triple M, the male model from McLean. So we were putting the echo on and mimicking the radio station. A little bit of fun sometimes. Daz, he'll play forehand, down through his own, any contact. He's got a nice tight line. Is he too tight?
He's too tight here. He'll go now.
Wants to miss raises. Well, that's a good miss. Don't mind the weight he's got for what he's trying to do. Sometimes when the bit of rain around, you're better off to just play that reaching shot rather than try and dead draw. And Jai Whelan says some nasty things and nice things about Daz. Played a screamer to beat him by 1 in the round of 32. Certainly has got some good results over the last few years, Darren Morrison.
He's playing some good bowls.
Won a straight triples.
Back at Ettalong this year. He's gone back home, so... I played on the same green as the boys last Saturday. I was playing next to them, the ones playing the 2s, and he seems like he's sent them down well. He's comfortable in his game.
He's one of these guys who just plays within his game, does pretty well. Knows to the old KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid.
He does.
Adam Hyland done some research saying that Ray's going for his 10th state title. I'm going to include champion of champions and state championships, singles, pairs, triples, 4s, champion, singles or pairs. And according to Adam, that would put him in outright second on the list of all-time achievers. Currently equal second with Bombardary Bob King, some fella who started off at Ocean Shores, Cameron Curtis, and Tom Kinder. Well, I'm not even aware of Tom Kinder, so that's some great research from Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Taking out one Taren point bowl now. It is 1 to the point.
The point.
And I maintain that Cameron played the best bowl I have ever seen in my entire life to win us a turkey in the turkey triples at Mullumbimby. It was a competition where you got a point for winning an end, 7 points for winning the game, and a bonus 4 points, I think it was. A bonus point for every end you scored 4 or more shots.
Every end, right.
Cam said to me, how do I make 4 out of that? I said, well, you don't. Our bowls are short. And he said, well, if I draw a back resting toucher and roll the jack forward an inch, does that bring him in? Yeah. And he played it. Dead drew, back resting toucher, rolled the jack forward, made 4.
Don't like mirrors.
Seen plenty of good bowls. I don't think I've ever seen one called like that. Played it. Kyle Hansen. That's a ripper to start with.
Great shot, buddy.
Plenty of people singing Kyle's praises on the comments too. I think Hemi Parver's actually won a state junior pairs with his brother Rhett. I do recall that being on there. I'd have to look it up.
Hello,
Foggy.
Hello, Mr. Fogwall.
Says hello. Other bowls tragic.
Loves his bowls. Fog.
Kyle, he's changed hands. Got a little bit of speed on this.
There's that hand that holds out a little bit there.
It'll stop.
A little bit weight on that butt.
It stopped. That sand stops him every time. Oh, Ray, I've been at a few of the games where Ray Pearse has won his state championships, and Lee Stinson, our executive bowls manager, still has nightmares about one of those games. I think Lee played well enough to win that game about 8 times, and Ray just kept getting shot. Lee had a good lead in the champion singles at Ballina, and Ray just pulled out bowl after bowl after bowl to just absolutely strangle the game.
Yep. Very dangerous 4-bowl player. Ray Pearse, thank you.
And hello, Shuey, watching on from a wet Central Coast. Nice to see some bowls. There's another bloke who knows that the big ring goes on the outside, or the little ring on the inside, one of the two.
Great Shoe's a close mate of mine. Caught up with him last week for lunch at Meadow Bay and walked around and had a look at his greens. Looking forward to catching up with him again, truly. We don't see each other enough now. We play at opposite clubs, but it's always good to catch up with Shoe and have a chat.
If I remember rightly, a current Keno New South Wales Senior Blue.
Yes, he is. Just recently won a state title.
Won a couple of state senior titles now.
Chrissy Hull, just wishing good luck tomorrow. Fingers crossed. We're going to play at Umina tomorrow. I'm not sure what the Central Coast is going to get, but they're saying it's going to be moist.
Darren having a little dip at that. He's going to run right through. I think in these conditions we might see the players just playing that little bit of weight probably more often than they would in dry conditions.
Yep.
Often the slower the green gets, the more you're going to tend to play through the head. Because if you do try to dead draw, it's so easy. Just drop that foot 2 feet short and ruin your shot for the next one.
They all reached pretty well the last couple of ends, so...
Well, Ray Pearse looking to add another trophy to his cabinet. Got to mention that only in the last month or so, World Indoor Pairs Champion, mixed pairs.
Yes, last week, yep. Week, was it last year, a week and a half ago? Yep.
In Guernsey.
World's Mixed Pairs Champion in Guernsey with Samantha. Yep.
Did qualify to represent Australia in the indoor. Unfortunately, didn't win that one, but did very well. Well, still shot, just not quite as good a shot now. Hemi, he'll draw a backhand, just try and get down. We do have a couple of odd jackets out there. Players have unfortunately run out of club uniforms. DJ says last week he only got off the plane on Monday night. So lucky he had the Tuesday draw.
Steer this one a little bit narrow here, Kyle. Okay. Rain's sort of eased out there now. Only a few light spots coming down. Luxury of these greens here, we've got about 2 to 3 inches of loam, and then we're on straight sand. So once that first section it drains through, you pretty much get a fast filtration of these greens. So if the rain stops, mate, they speed up pretty quick. They don't hold the water.
So, Gav, I don't know if you listen to podcasts at all. Seeing DJ just messaged me, I'll give him a little plug and make him like me a bit more. Him and Simon Little are producing a podcast called What a Lot of Bowls.
I've seen it, yes.
Available on Spotify and a couple of other. I've had a listen to a couple of those, and they do talk a bit of nonsense, but some good thought-provoking conversation.
Yeah.
Everything's in a positive light. They're liking what can be improved and why. They're not being negative, really. So DJ's got a couple of ideas.
Yep.
Quite happy to listen to them. They're good listens. So if you're a Bowls tragic and you haven't got anything to watch, jump on and listen to those.
Podcasts are great to drive with. They're great to drive with down the M1. Listen to a podcast that fills the time in instead of looking at the freeway and sort of, thinking about what's what for the day. So podcasts are great. Too much drama on the news these days. Listen to news every hour. So, podcast fills in the time.
Razor, I think you'll try and just get down to the blue Central Coast Bowl. If he happens to be a little bit tight and drags that jack a metre or so, massive. Wants to get down to the jack.
Big chance of the jack here.
Wants the jack. Bowl will do. Oh, he's got the jack too much.
Shot. Bad luck, Razor.
Has he got any left? I don't think so. So a chance for Daz to draw for one more. Holding one now. Eagles will get off the mark. He's got room to draw round down to the yellow bowl on the backhand. He's not going to try. He's just going to try it forehand. Wants to try and make sure he plays a safe line. Doesn't want to move the jack and risk going down.
He's picked a good line here. Just his weight now.
Just needs to run
an
it.
Extra foot.
It's one.
One
Eagles one. So it's 4-1 after 3. And our scoreboard now showing ends completed because some deal didn't put an extra end on, score an end twice and then delete it. Very handy, that. Sort of a bit lost here because I'm not trying to keep an eye on 2 other boards as well.
I know. We're down to 1 game only now, mate.
Oh, shortish length.
Had a great week.
Right back.
Busy week. Well,
great start from Hemi. Kyle, very deliberate in his feet placement, his setup.
Razor's sister, Tane. Go Uncle Ray Ray. God love you. Watching from home.
Good home from Kyle. Especially in these conditions, if you're going to miss long. Anybody who watches our podcasts or our broadcasts and hears me commentate probably go, oh, he's banging on about that again. If you're going to miss long. But certainly all the top skippers say the same thing. Don't get in my way. My own lead in the Mighty Four says, oh, sorry, I'm a metre pass with both my bowls. And I'm going, I'm clapping that. Oh, good correction from Kyle. He'll sit off the other bowl. That should be shot. can get that in a bit tighter onto that head. Jack's just off the centre line with that little touch from Hemi. Darren's got a very compact, no-nonsense delivery, which helps him repeat each time.
Yep, they're not mucking around the mat, these two boys. They're on and off.
You usually find that these guys that are the top-line bowlers, they've got their delivery routine down pat. They've made their decision on what they're going to play. They've got it in their mind, and as soon as they're ready to play, bang, they're in. Well, big shout out to Ray's little niece as well, homesick with pneumonia. At least they've got something to do, watching Uncle Ray.
To bring a smile to her face, Tane, watching Uncle Ray.
Just needs a little more speed. Another second shot. A lot of effort going into getting those bowls dry. Got to feel comfortable with your grip. Nothing worse than trying to deliver and thinking it's going to slip out of your hand. If you think it's going to slip, you're not going to be concentrating on your delivery and you're not going to get your grasp or your speed right.
No. Step back off and start again. Yep.
May well be what's happened with Hemi there. He's just... If you think it's going to slip, you'll tend to grip tighter and throw harder. Well, both players should have been at the mat, but I think Hemi's probably just gone to the loo. Been there early, so rather than interrupt, Kyle's waited. We'll forgive him for that one this time. Couldn't cross at the same time if the other bloke's not there to cross with. A little bit of common sense, always good to apply. And, well, there's just that little bit of rain still coming down.
Better bowl here, buddy.
Well, he's just going to run through. It's not a bad correction from Hemi, just that little bit less of both probably. Yeah, can Kyle make a good correction? Certainly gone a bit wider.
Shot here. Much better.
Yep, that's the shot. All right, so Daz wants to beat that bowl. Can't play too attacking because he just gets the edge of that jack. Puts it a metre or so off to the left of the screen. There's 3 green and yellow bowls waiting for it.
I think Daz will play to trail this before Razor does, mate.
Just wants to knock it a little bit round the corner or sit that last Kyle Hansen bowl.
He's onto his own.
Onto his own, that's
Onto
pretty
his
good.
own. Yep.
Close to shot. May have made Ray's shot actually a little bit easier though, because he can play just over. If he's tight, he's got that bowl to sit on. He takes the jack straight through the hole.
Well, there we go. A bit of an edge of the jack.
Best 2 back.
Mm.
We might just back this camera off a little bit.
Yep.
Because I reckon we've got a jack coming backwards. Just a matter of how much weight to use. As the rain intensifies just a little. It's going to go fairly quick.
Yep. You can see this gap easier than a peachweed straight.
Got one.
Got one out.
Razor, well, he won't try anything fancy here just to get to it. Draw. Got last bowl. Don't need to do much other than just drop one in there. Line off. Razor's given up. He knows he's not there. You saw him just turn back and flick the hand.
One to the point. Yeah, she's got a bit heavier out there now. Rain's picking up. Very lucky this week. We got through the whole week with a total of about 3.5 millimetres of rain. So kept missing us here in Canley Vale. Up and down the coast, it's been a little bit different. A lot of rain there. But now it's decided to turn it on for the final.
Did have a lot of rain at Marylands and Guildford apparently on Tuesday.
Yep, I was speaking to Freddie Ayub this morning here, and he said they got a fair bit at Mount Lewis throughout the week, so there's a bit of stop-start there.
Well, interesting fact about Fred, now chairman of Mount Lewis Bowling Club. He was a semi-finalist in the first ever state junior singles. Kevin Walsh and Paul Weshy played the final. Paul Weshy won it.
Yeah, Paul Weshy's he's
was up at Munmora.
Yeah, he's out of the bowls game temporarily at the moment. I think he's running the Swansea pub. The last time I spoke to one of the members of Swansea Workers, one of my contracted clubs, Weshy was he's a bit of a fan of ours. He's pushed us forward into the job at Munmora and Swansea when we applied for those contracts. So yeah, good man.
And the fourth one was a fellow by the name of Rob Montorti. Never heard of him again in bowls again.
Righty's telling me that the sun's out at Stockton. I hope that's the truth because they're going to be there tomorrow cutting greens, Righty. So fingers crossed that the Newcastle zone's drying up.
Oh, we've got plenty of liquid sunshine here right at the moment.
Well, it's heavy now.
I wouldn't blame the players if they want to come off for a while at the moment. There's a little bit of breeze behind that too. We're just getting a couple of spots on our camera lens. The electronics of it are fairly well protected, so cables are all nicely shielded, I hope, at least.
Yeah.
Lee's got a worried look on his face.
I think you should call him Mr. Stinton. Just call them for 5 minutes, possibly, when they finish their end. Yeah.
Well, sun's out in Warrnambool, not sun out here. We've just got Gav and Lee checking on conditions. Razor's got the umbrella out. If we do have any pooling on the green, we will suspend play for just a little while. We'll make a call on whether to keep the stream going or to shut down. We may just keep ourselves live to keep the connection. Try and judge how long of a delay we'll have. The worst of the shower should be just about passing over us at the moment. I'll give Gab back his volume.
Okay, I've just suggested to Lee to get the boys to finish their end and see if we can pause for 5 or 10 minutes until the showers ease a little bit. Getting a fraction heavy out there now.
It doesn't look like there's much behind it on the radar for the immediate future anyway. Tane says razor silk, but a bit of rain won't hurt.
He works in the rain, he plays in the rain, he does it all. Doesn't he, T?
Oh, Matty Blackburn says I should tell more dad jokes. Under threat for people to give me a whacking here if I tell any more dad jokes. And, well, the fellas are retiring off the green now, halfway through the end.
We've got a bit of puddling out here now, so we'll just have to wait 5 or 10 minutes. And
so it's a question of whether this is an official stoppage or just the players sheltering. The difference is if it's an official stoppage, this end will be declared dead and restarted. If it's just the players settling off the rain, it's not an official stoppage and is not dead and will continue. Bit of semantics in one way, but
this is probably the heaviest it's been all week now. The first time we've seen a little bit of flooding. But as discussed before, they do not take long to drain these greens. They hit that sand layer and the water goes.
Well, seeing we've not got any action, I might just cut to our holding slide and we'll cut our sound. We'll check back in a little while and hopefully we'll be back on. We'll keep our stream going, but we will have a little bit of rain delay. Well, as you can see on your screen, players back out there. That heavy shower has just passed over. The water is mostly soaked into the green, and we're back underway. Players happy to get out there because it was an official stoppage. We're now starting anew for the fifth end. Ray and Kyle leading 5-1. Taren point over Ettalong. Back in action, Kyle to roll. The first bowl of the end. Fairly long length played. So we are aware there's going to be a few venue changes over the weekend for Platinum Pennant. We'll get that information on board our socials as quickly as we possibly can. Ray's just confirmed that there will be a change of venue for their game. We will see possible changes for our live stream games as well. That's got to be confirmed. We're going to get that off to our broadcast partner, Spacequake Sports, who are doing a great job in presenting the vision for that. The very critical rounds 10 and 11 this weekend. All the clubs very keen to make sure they get their games on and playing. They all want to give themselves a maximum chance to get into that top 5, qualify for our final series. 2 weeks today it starts, 6 p.m. first games at Warilla, 17 to 19th of May, 6 p.m. Friday night, 2 versus 3, 4 versus 5. The 4 versus 5 winner will say goodbye. The loser will say goodbye. The 4th versus 5th winner takes on the loser of 2 and 3. And the winner of 2 and 3 takes on 1 on Saturday, 1 p.m. The winner of the 1 versus 2 or 3 clash goes straight through to Sunday's grand final. The loser takes on the winner of the other game in a qualifying match on Saturday evening, and then the final Sunday 10 a.m. If the rain continues, there might be a few Illawarra grades pennants finals outside at Warilla on that same weekend. So could be a massive weekend of bowls at Warilla Bowls and Recreation Club. The Platinum, of course, all on the indoor green. Fantastic for people to view. Great stadium. So if you can get down to Warilla 17 to 19 of May, jump in, see that spectacle that will be the Platinum finals. Razor plonked this first one right on the jack. Second one he's just through. Good home. I think he's actually tried to cover that back up, knowing there's 2 Ettalong bowls, one either side of the jack, and that Darren's not going to muck around. He's going to be attacking. Darren won a state triples year before last.
He's shot all there.
Got
the result there.
Yep, got jack and bowl. Interesting, Darren won that playing out of Marylands with Michael Phillips and Heath Lewis. Heath Lewis, back-to-back state triples championship winner, won it out at West Dubbo this year, playing with 2 different players, but played against Michael Phillips playing for Cabramatta and played against Darren Morrison playing for Ettalong in the sectional play.
He did.
Heath got the last laugh over his teammates. He went on to win back-to-back state triples. Great win by Heath, Jack McShane, and I've lost my mind now. I can't think of who it was. Apologies to the third member of that team. Kyle Hansen, forehand. If he holds down, he's good. Wants a little edge, but he's just going to run back past the tee. Good home. Splits up the Ettalong bowls.
Excuse me.
Has got a chance to turn on to Ray's bowl on that forehand as well. So a couple of options. Hemi wants to cover that up Backhand draw down to the jack. Pretty close.
Close here.
Just going to run in behind.
Posse there.
Very good home. Just the rain's picked up again, unfortunately.
Picked up a fraction more, hasn't it? Yep.
It almost stopped when they went back out. I think they're already wet, so they may as well keep playing unless the puddles swamp.
We turn the lights on, the James Sadler lights there to lighten things up a little bit. So fingers crossed it eases and they can finish these ends off.
He must be a good worker if you're going to name the lights after him.
Oh, mate, he's named after a lot of things. Don't worry about that.
Pretty close to Ray's bowl. Bang, bang. Oh, well, he's actually made it better as well. That bowl's turned Ray's right onto the Ettalong shot bowl and sat just in front. And not only blocked the head up a little bit, given Ray the chance to play, pretty much pick his weight, get contact with his own, and Daz's bowl will go bang straight out. Up to Hemi to get another one in there to make it harder. I don't think he's got quite enough green stuff out the side on this.
He's a bit under there.
Their own bowl comes up. Well, don't think it's made it shot, but hasn't really harmed Razor. One of the few times you'll see someone playing bowls carrying an umbrella from green end to green end. Maybe we should be sponsored by the hardware company on the umbrella.
Well, didn't offer to keep his skipper sheltered then. He just grabbed that umbrella straight back off him.
Oh, well, he's going to say you're going to go down there and play your bowls. You may as well leave me with the cover. Not going to offer him to my umbrella out here. I want to keep it as dry as I can for my trip home.
You've been pretty dry this week in this nice office here at Cabrevale Diggers, mate.
We have.
Had your own office and own setup.
My time to get wet will probably be when we drag all these cables in.
Yep.
I'd have to fish in the back of the van and get out some dry clothes to go home.
He's well out here now, right?
Well, if he's playing that hand, I suspect they're already holding shot. Oh, Darren's ditched the hat. Oh, Darren's playing a bit of weight here, so...
Not with this one.
What's he going to hit? Nothing. So that Kyle Hansen bowl must be shot.
It's playing to look for this bowl here and get a bit of edge to us. He sits and stays. He wants to protect it a bit there. Razor staying away from it.
Maybe we should get Kyle to stand next to the camera and just shield it with the umbrella. Well, nice wet Friday afternoon. People might have knocked off work. Good chance to join us on Facebook and or YouTube to watch the final of the Bowls New South Wales Champion of Club Champions pairs for the men. We're playing end number 5. 4 ends completed. It's 5-1 in favour of Taren Point over Ettalong. Kyle Hansen, Ray Pearse taking on Hemi Palmer, Darren Morrison. Big congratulations to Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Fife, our women's champions, having a good victory over South Tamworth's Carol White and Chris Myers in the final this morning. And the ladies are back with the feet up, celebratory beverage in the comfort, watching the men having a nice laugh, saying, we didn't have to play in the rain much today.
They were very lucky, the girls. They got through unscathed, yep.
Was a little shower this morning.
One to Taren Point or not? No, they've called.
They're going to get the umpiring.
Called umpiring, yeah, okay.
Well, Kyle, he's not going to shelter him with the umbrella either. He's going to make him...
No. Razor said he needed a couple of jackets earlier on, so if there's any Taren Point members floating around the Canley Vale area, come and drop off your jacket at Razor so he can stay dry.
Well, we've got the question asked there whether or not it was a dead end or not. Yes, it was a dead end as we stopped the match. We told all players to leave the green because of the puddling, so that's a stoppage. When that end is stopped by the controlling body or umpire, the end is dead in progress. That's why we'll usually, if we've got enough time, we'll say complete the end you're on so that there's no arguments. But players were quite happy to retreat when there was puddles forming. That is a dead end. If there's a little shower and all four players just duck in under the cover and say, oh, well, don't want to get wet, then it's not stopped by the controlling body or umpire. Then the end continues. It is 1 to Taren point.
1 to Taren point.
So the litmus test of whether or not it should be a dead end is if you've been officially stopped by the controlling body or umpire. Otherwise, you'd probably have some unscrupulous players trying to run off the green when they're 4 down and say, oh no, it's just a stoppage, so it ends dead.
I'm just moving the mat up a fraction here off that 2 metre line, just where that water was pooling earlier on.
You find the players, they'll often try to avoid any patches that have got wear or water or...
Hello from Germany. Okay, Sunil.
That's a new one on me. Mike Watson again. Can you say where he's from?
He's from Aberystwyth in Wales.
Okay, I'll believe you.
I'm not going to try and say it again. Aberystwyth. There you go.
There you go. President Dillis jumps in.
Yes.
Has a little bit of a UK heritage, a bit more knowledge of those. I'm always worried to pronounce any Welsh names in case I don't get enough phlegm in them. And those who... The famous one is the one that most people on our side of the water would call Landilo. Clandidno. Yep. Oh yeah, the one that's just basically the alphabet 3 times. Do you remember the Goodies did a send up and they had the place was Clan Clubber and it was spelt Landlubber. Showing my age there, I think. Kyle just a little bit short with his opening too. I've been told no dad jokes.
No dad jokes.
Which is a pity, because that's about all I've got.
Johnny Walker watching from a wet Wollongong, so the bad weather must be down the coast still. So keep your fingers and toes crossed for tomorrow, Andrew.
Yep. And the Axe watching on. Hello, Dave Axon. Supporting Razor and Kyle. The point established 1950, as Kyle wants to show us. Someone tell him get his big back out of the way. Josh Potts watching on, says Sharon. Josh played in our state junior championships recently. What an event that was. 99 kids from right round the state converging on one venue. Massive program and some absolute crackers of games. It'd be nice if we could see a bit more of this one. I might have to shift which camera we're looking at. I'm going to send the message out to Kyle saying, hey, you've got your big butt right in front of the camera.
Bunny's on the way. She's going out to, move them away.
You could take my umbrella. You're going to get the point guy to go out. He's got an umbrella.
Paulie McDonald watching from Budgie Boy in the sunshine. Good to know it's sunny where I'm heading home this afternoon, Paulie.
Of course, that anybody wants to know where Budgie Boy is, the most famous part of Budgie Boy, I think, is Halakalani Bowling Club.
Yep. One
of the junior clubs for Darren Sheriff.
It's Hemi Palmer's place of employment. He's the greenkeeper there. James Sadler good to see you back home and sheltered and listening, mate. Fantastic effort from yourself and Bailey and the Active Turf Care staff this week producing these surfaces. Well done, mate. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Gab's just done it for you anyway.
Oh, always wrap him up. He's a machine.
Well, we got Kyle out of the way, and now Razor's he's just directing play, so he'll remember. Bit of weight coming. One thing I do notice, it gets a bit wet, the mats with the fuzzy backing and the harder surface, you almost always see people who are in the know turn those over.
Yep.
Well, what a result.
There.
Good weight for it. This is where it also comes in handy to have the 357 bowls cloths you've picked up in all your travels in your bowls bag. I actually cleared out my bowls bag once and I had about 50 bowls cloths in it because I played in a lot of events where you'd turn up and they'd give you a souvenir bowls cloth from the club for attending. Seems to have dropped off a bit these days, but probably because the cost is mounting up.
Yep.
Nowadays, the microfiber bowls cloths much favoured. They're working out about $10 a pop. Well, Anton Lee says it's sunny in Tuncurry Beach. Let's hope it stays that way. Heading up there, I'll be up there on Sunday, ready for Monday's start to the Women's State Carnival. President Dillis is looking forward to going up there as well. That's a massive event on our New South Wales Greenkeepers Championships on next week. You playing in that one, Gav?
No, mate. Unfortunately, I'm on annual leave next week. I'm handing myself a week's annual leave next week, so looking forward to that. And then we're back here the following week for the singles.
Or you're just giving someone else a chance to win it?
No, I don't usually get invited to the Greenkeepers Championships. Being a contractor, mate, it's been a bit of a dispute over the years, so I sort of sit it out and I watch from the live stream, mate.
We do have a very good relationship with the Greenkeepers Association.
We're all mates. It's just tongue-in-cheek.
The very fierce competition, that one, and some pretty handy bowlers in amongst them. And you've got Tiger, Brent Norman, you've got Benny Moorthorpe, all blokes who have put their names up for the state side more than once. Shannon White, of course.
Yeah, Whitey plays. Trophy.
I nearly said his nickname, but I don't think that's appropriate. Adam Troth. He's won a few things. Yep. Been a Premier League player in the past.
I think Hemi Palmer said he was heading down for that. Or out. The young.
Cliffy Trainer would have that club jumping ready for them.
He would. Oh.
Well, it's a result. It's probably still one down. As forehand draw. I almost said the running shot. Forehand draw underneath Ray's bowl. He's got a good metre to make it count. It's close. Wants the inside edge. Well, that's not a bad result at all. He'll take that.
I'm going to halve those two bowls raising. You'll count here. Hand holds a bit. He's got a pretty fair line. Just down to his weight now.
It's close.
Very close.
Kyle
very close bowl. Shot, pal.
Well, has he got it? There's no celebration, no indication.
I don't think he has. He has rocked it a little bit.
Oh, Darren, if he can just get round his own short bowl, middle that Ray Pearse bowl, push it past the jack and stay for 3. Don't see any way to get in underneath any other way. Furiously drying his bowl. Giving it a good polish. Lining up. Missiles out of the torpedo.
Got some weight.
He's going to clear that one. He's close. Oh, he hasn't cleared it.
Half an inch.
Great effort. One down.
Yep.
Taren point just eases ahead. I reckon Darren would have thought he had that.
Raise the coil up a fraction here. I'll leave that to the middle of the line, I think.
Just might be trying to mix up the
length a little bit, yep.
We're at end number 2. Just got to remember which button on the controllers to push. 3 cameras, all remote controlled. Button 1 is at the end, cameras 1's at, believe it or not. There is a little bit of logic there. Try and help the poor little brain keep on top of it. A great shot from Ray Pearse to convert that end, and Darren Morrison all but the perfect answer. Probably a little bit unlucky.
Well out here now, Kyle. Start.
In behind to start with. Missed long. Will not be disappointed with that one. Razor. 7-1. 6 ends played. Well, if Shippo's watching, he might be saying, well, unless there's a 6 or a 7 here for Ettalong, may as well finish, because he's got the 7-end theory well documented. It's something like 76.3% of the time the team leading at the 7th end mark goes on to win. I've asked him to qualify that, to say the 20-odd% that don't win, what's the difference in the score?
Yeah, well here, Kyle.
Hasn't accepted that challenge laid down as yet to document it. Hemi, same hand, just looking for maybe 50 centimetres less weight. Just overcorrected very slightly. I don't think anybody'd be upset to see either one of these teams win, unless you're a die-hard fan of the Point or of Ettalong, Central Coast. Darren and Ray both very well liked. Kyle's obviously very popular. Hemi's pretty well known around the state.
Great week. A lot of friendly faces here at Cabervale and the other clubs. Good to see a lot of club championship winners coming in, trying to continue their journey and pick up a title.
One of the highlights for me is talking to Eva Sadler and Lisa Pillar before they started their live stream game. They said, "Oh, try and catch our good sides, will you please?" Oh, that's all right, we'll do our best.
Darren Morrison trailing it back there.
Eva and Lisa said they came down hoping to win a game, never expecting to get through to around that they did.
Yep.
They were just hoping to go well. So, see my email notification reminding me to get my tips in for the Platinum Pennant.
Oh, they're right.
I have put them in. I'm currently sitting about 67. Down from 33 a couple of weeks ago. Had a couple of shockers.
They're going in the footy.
I did tip Penrith last night. Much to Ray's disappointment.
Who do you follow, Andrew?
Well, I have a Broncos logo on my bowl.
Oh.
So not a popular choice around this area. My lead almost forgot to bring his bowls to Pennants with us. I said, you going to bring your bowls there, Foxy? He said, I better go and get them, yes. He's driving too. I said, I could lend you two of mine. And he said, oh, no. What sort are they? And I went, I've been playing with you for 4 weeks. Haven't you noticed what's on my bowl? He said, red ones with our stickers on them. I said, you didn't notice the Broncos logo on? He said, I better go and get mine. I can't use them.
Yeah, just detour. That's right.
He's got a spectacular blue and yellow set with the Parramatta logo painted on them. I know a few people who'd love to have those bowls. Ray Pearse is not one of them. SSTID is Razor's common statement. South Sydney till I die. Loves his bunnies.
They need to restart and get to 2025. I think the Souths are going to struggle this year. I don't think there's much of a season left for them.
My best bowls mate, the Albatross, he's also poor sad bunny supporter this year.
It's the year of the Dolphins this year, Andrew.
Well, maybe. The Albatross, the longest suffering man in bowls, because he's played every club pairs championship since 2002 with yours truly. We've done all right. We won a couple. About time we won another one.
Well, out here, Kyle. Should be close. Yes, it is. Great shot.
That is on the money.
Bob Green, loving the green and red also.
Plenty of people, bunny supporters, and still quite a few turned out last night to watch their team get hammered. Even Razor. Oh, great bowl.
Darren. Sorry, Hemi.
Oh, that is a bomb. We'll watch that one again.
Yep. He just gets a right edge of the jack here. He's got a little gap there. He picked that gap well.
Oh, I thought this was nearly impossible to do, but he's got the perfect line, just the right weight.
Just touches the jack first. Very well played.
Enough piece, pushes it out, stays for three.
Probably looking to come down here and move Jack back along the line there.
He's got his own bowl on the path inwards too, so he can afford to play with a little bit of reach.
He's moving.
Gets his own fat, it'll push it onto the other and in. Gets the inside of his, he'll run off it.
Yeah, it's off this bowl of Hemi's here. Oh, no.
But he's got rid of Hemi's, so that's not too bad at all. That's actually made it more value out to that left-hand side. I might just pull our camera back a little bit so we can see everything at the back. Usually try and keep it as tight as we can so that you've got the best view of the head. These guys don't put them very far away normally. Darren, this is a pretty good effort. I don't know whether it's got in for shot or not. I think it's still the same shot for Ray.
He needs to find that path under that bowl there.
Well, there's a couple of chances here. He goes nearly ditch weight, gets his own touch up right in the belly. It'll cannon off the other bowl and straight in onto the jack.
Problem is, if he's out here, it's where the danger is. If there's a gap, I don't know if there's a gap between those two bowls or not. We can't really see from this camera view, but if that jack spears out that way, it might get ugly for him.
As long as he gets that jack past on the left, if he gets the inside of his own bowl, I reckon it'll cut across and get that jack on the right angle. And even if he does go underneath it, he's got a chance to actually get one or both of those bowls with good solid contact as well. Not going huge weight, just enough to reach and push through.
So if he gets hung up out wide, he turns his own in, it's okay. We'll cut that down. I think it's 3 now.
The only danger is just getting the edge of Darren's bowl and pushing it straight onto the jack, and the jack bouncing forward a little bit. Looks tight.
He is tight. But if he's going to hit anything, it's that bowl. No.
Could be 2, could be 3 here.
Ettalong boys are going to score here, yep.
Does Darren try and draw down to Kyle's bowl? It's behind Jack, so he shouldn't have any trouble with hitting it. Of course, somebody's mentioned Chopper. The biggest bunny's tragic. Very quiet on Facebook about football at the moment is Chopper.
Oh, he loves the sledge. If you're a Penrith or a Cronulla supporter, he'll give it to you.
But he's also I'll give him credit, he's come in SSTID and the red and green hearts on our comments.
His blood's there.
Daz just kept it wide. 2 conceded. I'll have a look at the third. This is a big result for the Ettalong boys too, trailing 7-1. This will put them right back into it. 2, 3 is even better. I don't think he even needs the elastic tape to get it to score.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't look like it to me there.
Yep,
2.
Ettalong 3, Taren point 7 after 7 ends.
Don't have any more rink scores to update for you because this is it. Still keep looking to... Oh, go and check the others.
Looking? No. Letting the rest of the green and the other green breathe for a while now. So
Daz has got the jacket off. The rain has cleared.
Yep. A bit of light over there to the west. So fingers crossed it stays away now. The cloud seems to have lifted a little bit.
Did say to someone, I hope this rain keeps up. They went, what do you mean? So, well, if it keeps up, it's not coming down.
There's a couple of rumours that they might have moved it to the indoor at Cabramatta this afternoon, but I think Darren was that keen on playing Ray on an indoor green after what he's achieved in the last couple of weeks. The undercover green, the domed green.
Well, that was one backup plan available. Another backup plan was to look at the players' schedules over the next couple of weeks and arrange a mutually suitable time. Of course, we're back here in just over a week's time. I'm not sure if any of these players are involved in the Champ singles, but we might have been able to squeeze a rink in and televise a final instead of or in addition to our singles program. I'm sure if the weather was nice, we could have played a night game here. A little bit cool at night, but the lights here are absolutely sensational.
Fantastic lights, yes. Hemi.
If we did that, we'd have to make sure we had the Yum Cha dinner.
Oh, I will.
What's the name of the Yum Cha restaurant?
There's a few of them in there, mate. There's it the. I'm not sure the one mate. I don't look at the entrance. I walk straight to the ordering plate. It's so fast to sit down in that restaurant and get served. Before you know, they're bringing trolleys around, and you're like, yep. You've got 16 plates in front of you, and it's great. Yes, 16
plates. Not very hungry then.
No, mate. They're only little plates. There's two, 3 pieces per plate. So yeah.
Kyle would smash him down. What I'm told.
Oh, I've said to him, I said he better get up. If he gets up, I'm walking him in there for dinner.
One of the disappointments this week. Haven't had a chance. We might get a chance when we're back for the singles.
I think you get a chance.
Don't mind my Yum Cha. Got nice spring rolls. I'd take it. They would have.
Yeah, the dumplings are good.
Some prawn dumplings. I love a prawn dumpling.
Prawn dumplings, pork and chive dumplings are always good. Sounding hungry now. We might have to send a runner.
Yeah.
Might have to get Jimmy back in here.
Daz, just under the line. He would have been looking just to sit Kyle Hansen's bowl with that. Maybe just bring the jack across to Hemi's bowl just short. Razor. Same
well
idea.
Here. Out very well here, Ray, on this line. Just his weight now.
How's the speed? It's close. Just going to pull up. Might make it a little more difficult for Darren. He might decide to go a little more direct here and try and play through Kyle's bowl underneath Ray's last. Just a little more aggressive approach with the
Very
Ray.
close here. Very close. Good bowl.
And a little unlucky. Might have actually got shot out of it. Number 2, we'll just drag that right back to the ditch. Why don't I just take the preset? Yeah, I think he is shot. Metre and a bit. At 1 metre and 80 centimetres or so, 1 3/4 to draw. And drawing to the ditch is a very good skill to practice. Because when you draw to the ditch, you've only got half the margin of error that you have when you're drawing to a jack anywhere on the green. So if your closest bowl to the jack is 30 centimetres away, you've got 30 centimetres short or long that you've got to draw inside.
Yep.
Whereas if there's a metre short of the ditch, you've only got 1 metre because you've got to finish in the middle of that.
That's right.
So 30 centimetres off the ditch, you have to draw within 30 centimetres, whereas on the green, you've got 60 centimetre range to finish.
There you go.
District 8, it's called.
District 8. Ex-head greenkeeper here, Adam Trough, has said the duck is brilliant. Yep, I've seen that served up in the flesh.
Got a little soft spot for duck as well. My father loved his ducks. We had quite a few ducks when I was a young fellow. My father would brew his own ducks.
Well, Darren stays up there.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Sorry, Hemi.
They've both got blue bowls.
Different hairdos.
Just a bit. Bowl patches are in different spots. Hemi's chosen to have his.
Hemi told me today he uses it as a bit of a wind resistance when the weather's like this.
Kyle, he's looking to sit that bowl in, and, well, if he stays up,
He's up.
that's actually a very good result. I think he'd been close to getting it without the touch. You've got Aaron Toby as an even bigger fan now, Gav.
Tobes had a word to me this morning. He rang me when he was walking to work. I was heading down the freeway at 3:30, and we had a bit of a chat. Told me to make sure everything was right for my commentary.
How good
My
are
manager.
those 2 bowls from Hemi Palmer?
8 shots there. Kyle playing a big bowl here. Oh, he's a bit tight here. Just going to sail through there, I think.
Well, our Irish media whiz is going to be preparing some stories, I know, because Kira's just come in and picked up the cards from this morning's game. We'll watch this bowl again from Hemi Palmer. How good is this? Not much room to draw. Wants it near the ditch to put the pressure on the point boys. Right down. Looks to be quick, but just comes in.
Perfectly weighted.
Stops spectacularly well. Brilliant. That one's been exported out for our, well, we've nicknamed them hot shots, but they're our daily little reels that we're putting on our socials. Should we mention how many views we've got on one of those? It's the brilliant commentary that was on it, though. Oh, Darren Morrison.
And returns.
How
Well
good
done.
is that?
Well, Rays will be looking to ride up to those bowls now.
500,000 views plus on Lee Stinson's trail to the ditch. We all reckon Lee's about 470,000 of those. He's just watching it over and over again and basking in the brilliant commentary, praising him up.
Got to get back here, Ray.
Well, he can get
Get
2 of
it
these
back.
out.
We
Got
got
rid of
one
one.
out. Yep.
Put it back, Daz. You got another 10 centimetres to get closer to the ditch. You will not see three better draw to the ditch bowls than those. I'll tell you what, Daz, he's nearly done it again.
He's close here. Oh, he's going to get a grab on that.
Just dropped a little bit of weight back.
He's got to play this pretty tight with a fair bit of weight to try and just pass that short bowl. If he gets an edge of that shot there, he might cut this down to 1.
Do you reckon Kyle's on a commission for how many times he can get the point logo into the camera?
I reckon he's their publicity manager, mate, to be honest. This hoodie's just taken up the screen.
Better than a billboard on the M7.
Better than Active Surf Care billboard.
Ray's just not quite got the right combination on this unless he gets through the hole.
He's through the hole, but he just hasn't got the weight.
Two more. Well,
Ettalong nudge back. 5-7 on 8 ends.
What was the point early? Then again, I suppose the common saying is if you're going to drop them early, it's easy to get them back in the back half of the game.
Latter ends, yep. Rain's completely stopped now, so fingers crossed it doesn't come back and this screen can start turning a little bit more after those rain spells. It's to ease a little bit on the draw hand.
We don't want any more rain. I think the players have run out of dry clothes.
Yeah. Yep. Fraser asked me for a clothes dry before we came back in after the rain delay, and I can't help you with that, mate. I'll give you one of the new Active Turf Care hoodies, but maybe not when you're playing for a state title.
They look pretty cool.
What's your size?
Probably bigger than anything you've got.
You can try James Sadler's on, mate. He's
No, he's an absolute whippet compared to me.
He's a whippet. He's a whippet. Yeah, he's only in a large, big heart.
I go into the club and say, I need a new shirt or jacket, and they go, what size do you want? I go, what's the biggest one you got? Although we ordered our work jackets and got sent the samples, and I did say to the person, send us some samples, chuck the sample of the biggest one you got, and it was, I could have put a post in the middle of it and used it as a tent. It was huge. Went down a few sizes up. Good for you.
Better down here, Kyle. Better. Yeah, Timmy Suffolk from K2 Bowls supplied us with these samples of these jackets during the week. He made us up a couple of long sleeve and short sleeve bowl shirts as well with the Active Turf Care logo on them. So I'm going to trial those out and have a couple of games in those, and then we'll decide whether we're going to use them as in the workplace or not. Does a great job, Timmy. Services a lot of clubs up and down the coast in the Sydney metro area.
Just one of a number of licensed manufacturers. I might have to give Puma a bit of a boost here because they are our official suppliers for our stateside uniforms. Mm-hmm. We do have a new one coming out soon. I might have just jumped the gun in announcing it. We do thank some of our previous ones, of course. We try to work with all the manufacturers to get the best deal for us and our members. Mm-hmm. Good quality gear too for our stateside. We want them to feel comfortable. We go the cheap route for the staff, though, I think. Don't mind our staff hoodie. Mine's hanging around there somewhere. It's warm enough now inside here.
Nice Bowls New South Wales caps there.
Yeah, that one's mine.
A good addition there.
Yep. Got to keep the sunshine off the thinning hair at the top. Be a bit sun cautious.
This environment we live in. This is the first real week where it's definitely felt a bit like winter this week.
I have 2 weights of jackets for the staff. Got a nice little fleecy hoodie that I wear most of the time. I've got another soft shell jacket that I call the Arctic jacket. Mm-hmm. There was one morning I was walking across to get the bus early. I was very grateful for that jacket. I thought my eyes were watered a bit. I thought it froze in the corners, and I was right. Checked the bureau. It felt like -2 walking over the bus. It was.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no polar bear in me. Oh.
He's a bit narrow here. This is where this green can get very tricky. This green can get very tricky as it starts to drain. Yesterday, the boys mentioned that it was drying out in sections and starting to turn a little bit in other sections where the water starts to disappear more in certain areas than others.
That is a nice little rub that Hemi got. If he'd got that one full on, they were still a few down. They fought back to within 2 and had nothing really close. If you push that through, they'd still be 3 down. Kyle, load up the head. Another one in that area.
Oh.
Well, do you play the cautious or the attacking approach here? Looks like he's playing the cautious and going forehand to draw close. Just wonder whether they're tempted to play backhand and try and get the jack. Might do that now with that second bowl there.
Yeah.
Wonder if Ray's tempted to
call him to play that shot first.
Yeah. Tight onto your own, just a little touch, drag it. No, he's going to. I reckon he's getting him to play inside out, just a little under the line, through Ray's bowl, and if he's just underneath, he sits on those 2 bowls and counts. He turns Ray's bowl onto the jack, it's coming toward their own.
A bit wider this time. A bit wider this time, so we might get back to that back bowl of his. No, he's through that.
With Darren Morrison, I'm going to play the hand that does turn a bit more. I'm going to play weight back to my own bowl on the left of the centre line. Deliberately tight, try and trail the jack right back there for a count of 4 or 5. If I'm half a bowl wide, I'm going to give Kyle Hansen's bowl a little nudge.
He's on the forehand.
Maybe that's why he's out there and I'm not. Might also be a little bit deceptive there. Toucher might go straight across to their own 2 bowls. That's another one back there in that catching paddock. Ray's playing the same idea that he's called. Kyle, a little bit positive.
Well.
That's a great result for Ray. Daz is going to stick on that forehand side. He might go pretty direct at this. Oh, he's just trying to draw. Probably wants a toucher. Sits on the inside of that.
He's going to pull up. He's down better here. Just his weight. Yeah, he's closer. Little touch. No.
Well, that'll be a shot.
I think that's a shot now, yeah.
Oh, maybe Ettalong were holding there. Might have to have a look at the scoreboard just to see what's happened.
Yep. I think it was 1. 8-5? Yeah, it was 1. Yep, just the 1.
I'm using my work laptop here to keep the scoreboard open using the live scoring on BowlsLink. Or
Lolly Jar's been open, mate.
Yeah, I've been keeping on the table furthest away from me for a very good reason.
Yes, just the 1, thank you. Cheers.
Saw some staff chat come up and was wondering. Dillis has very kindly moved it away from us.
Took the snakes off us.
I think she's got the willpower to resist. Probably the most famous yogurt bucket in New South Wales bowls. Was that my breakfast yogurt for a week and a half, I think. And then for the 3 years since, has been full of lollies. So it started its life very healthily.
Went to a good cause. Hemi out well here. So 8-5 Taren point after 9 ends.
Well, there's a big competition amongst the staff to see who finishes best in the Platinum Pennant Tipping competition. And because I'm mentioning it, which one of the staff do you think's at the top of the table as far as the staff go?
I think Mr. Stinton might be somewhere there.
No. I'm leading the charge. Lee's actually coming in 193rd. Tim's in 186th. Billy's got the participation award. He's 444th. Now, I've got a very honourable 62nd. 2 rounds to go. I'm confident that I can at least finish in the top 500. And fortunately for all of our staff, none of us are near winning the comp, because we're all banned from winning the comp. We're not allowed to take the prize. So if one of us happened to fluke getting at the top, we would not be allowed to win the cruise. We haven't deliberately tanked because of that. We've just been wrong. It's been a fantastic competition, a few upsets, and I think it's Mick W is the username at the top. Couple of points clear. He might be feeling nervous about where his cruise for 2 on P&O will be. Great prize, thanks to our partners, P&O Cruises. Been able to partner with P&O to bring a few little prizes to people throughout. Been wonderful. Mm-hmm. A few other lovely benefits for our registered bowlers. There's been a few offers of free or reduced price tickets to the Jockey Club for the racing in Sydney.
They did pretty well, Ray.
Played it very well.
Yeah.
You taken up any of the offers of the race tickets, Gav?
No, not yet. No.
Probably,
what have you got for me?
Probably too busy working on a Saturday getting Magnificent Greens ready.
Yeah, working and a couple of rounds of pennants to go, and we'll be moving to a few club championships and stuff like that. But just recently sold my house and bought myself a new one, so I've got to move house in 8 weeks, so it should be an interesting journey.
Well, that's a great bowl from Daz. He's made a conversion. I think Kira's going to be a bit upset with the highlights reels to choose from. She had 20 to choose from yesterday. I think I've pressed the button 25 times in this game already. Still going at a fair clip. We're probably running a little bit behind what we'd expect with that rain delay. A little bit late starting. And then just
5 to 3. Yeah, we've been on on 5 to 1. So so we're about 2 hours in now. 9 ends. 10-minute rain delay.
I've got an hour and 41 on my recording, but I think I started that towards the end of the first end.
Boys have been pretty much playing ditch to ditch, so yeah. Maybe one end from Ettalong where they shot it right up. So. Down, Kyle. Yeah, he has. Good shot.
Good effort. I think that one is shot. Yep. Reaching forehand, sit that one in. If you happen to hit raise, it's probably going to knock your own up as well. Take that punt. If you happen to just slide underneath, you can grab that jack and run it into the ditch.
Pretty well here, Hemi.
He's going to bang onto Ray, onto his own, up and over. Well bowled. There's another one going on the selection pack for the shot of the day.
Hot shot. It's lightly spinning again out there now. Mount Lewis boys unsuccessful in their semi-final campaign. Watching on still.
Well, there'd be mad Victorians standing out in the rain to watch, wouldn't they?
Oh, mate, they love the rain, those Vics.
Been lucky enough to make a few trips to Melbourne for meetings of the National Officiating Advisory Group, mostly done over Zoom now. But I've been to Melbourne in both of its seasons.
And the neck greens.
I never had a game down there.
No.
But the conditions down there, very is the word that starts both. Hot, cold, very. One of the two.
Yep. Victorian weather.
Been down there, it was 40 plus. And the next time I went down, it was 3 degrees with a wind chill factor of about minus 404. Great ball from Hemi again, turns his own in. We'll have another look at that one as they cross over. Just gets it on the perfect line. Looks like it's going to come right back to his own. Beautiful line. Good weight for the shot as well. Wants his own right in the middle. Got it right up for the second shot. Brilliant bowl. Kyle, I think he'll play a very similar sort of shot that Hemi did. You've got their own bowl coming in. You can sneak through the port and get that jack right into the ditch. They've got 2 bowls in the area. Well, it's not going to be Kyle, it's going to be Ray. I don't think he's got this out quite the right line. Can he miss that one and get through? Wants the edge. Well, that's just fallen out, but it's
a couple of down now, but he's sort of work with there.
That's actually very good because it's given him an extra second shot, makes it harder for Darren to convert to a 3. And the difference is 3 shots, so doesn't want to let him get back to even terms. The first few ends, Taren Point threatened to run away with this game, but I think since the rain delay, Ettalong seems to have grown the mud wings.
Yeah, the boys are playing the weighted shots a little bit better.
Not that there's any mud out there.
No mud. No.
Damp grass, maybe, but still running quite well. So raise up.
Close to be done here.
Well, put it in and took it out. No value in going for anything here for Darren other than trying to get another one in the head and count. Take your safest option and try and draw. Got everything in motion here. Just wants to sneak underneath Ray's bowl. Wouldn't mind going around it. Kyle's already said 2 down, and that's
down.
why.
8-7. Taren Point after 10 ends.
Well, I said I hope we're in for a crackerjack clash. don't mean anything about the cheese wheel. I meant a great game of bowls. And they're delivering. I think it's just a pity there's no National Champion of Champions pairs. Used to be. It was one of the ones that BA cut. And fairly good justification was that there was no international tournament anymore. That was cut as well. So
that's where it stops today.
There's always the budget to balance, and that was the one that was foregone. Still in World Champion of Champions singles for our winner 2 weeks from today. So if you have just joined us from a bit of a soggy Sydney, it's the Bowls New South Wales Champion of Club Champions pairs. We are coming to you live through Bowls New South Wales Facebook and YouTube channels from Cabra Vale Diggers. We're down to the final match of the pairs, the men's final. It's Taren Point's Kyle Hansen and Ray Pearse taking on the Ettalong combination, Hemi Palmer, Darren Morrison. We've played 10 ends, so we're just getting to the halfway point of this game. 8-7, Taren Point lead Ettalong. Pearse leads Morrison.
Good afternoon to Shawnee Johns, Johnny Green, Braden Soul, Brendan Edwards, all tuning in now. Friday afternoon.
Where's Johnny Green on holidays now?
I'm not sure. Last time I saw he's in Hong Kong. I think he's back, but someone told me he might have hurt his knee the other day. He twisted his knee playing bowls. So, yeah, hope he's okay. Right out there, Greenie. How's that knee, mate?
Well, lucky for Greenie, he's got tomorrow off. Doesn't have a pennant match tomorrow. His is next week. Unless we don't get on tomorrow when it's in 2 weeks' time. He's playing for Corrimal. They're into the Illawarra Zone 16 Grade 1 final. The other 11 blokes are playing well enough to carry the old fella. A couple of handy blokes at Corrimal, though. You got Eric Johannes and his son Kyle. Timmy Kavanagh, Johnny Hills, who were featured in our quarterfinals yesterday. I'll take on the winner of Warilla and Windang, our own Lee Stinson playing for Warilla. Windang might appreciate a rain out because they're missing one of their players tomorrow. Daniel Ellen, silly enough to get married again. Or fortunate enough, whichever side of the coin you want to go on.
Ryan Newick, Kyle from Port. No, Kyle is from Taren Point in Sydney.
Well, there is a fantastic bowl from Darren Morrison's hitting the jack away. Ettalong could be holding as many as 3 here at the moment.
Played this pretty well, Ray.
Ettalong could have been holding as many as 3 then.
And then stepped Ray Pearse. Good bowl.
He's a little bit relentless as our Razor.
Yeah.
He knows how to win. Well, Kyle Hansen started his junior bowls career at the club of his grandfather, Johnny Benwell, the East Lakes
Government Transport.
Government Transport, yes.
Bowling Club, yeah.
Now East Lakes.
Yeah.
So did his younger brother, Johnny, a fantastic servant of bowls in that zone and at the club.
Yeah. Ryan and Kyle both playing their junior bowls there.
And then moved out to Taren Point to take up the opportunity to play with and against all the headline players, I suppose you'd have to say.
Yep.
East Lakes plays a couple of lower grades. Well, that's one way to do it. Don't know if he's got in for shot.
Just calling him on the back end there, just to match those bowls. Turn one of them.
Well, you can play a nice confident draw there. Important to reach. Green's probably not quite got the pace that Gav would love. Just with that nice drenching we've copped.
It's a little bit tighter now.
But he can reach down to that bowl, just give it one turn and sit and stay.
Played it pretty well here. He'll hold on down here.
It's a big shelf.
Bowl.
Got them both.
Yep, and moves it slightly too. Well done, Kyle.
Toucher.
Afternoon, Glowy. Shane Globitz.
Oh, great effort. I think it's still just out. Might force a change of hand. One shot. Kylie's switching over to the forehand. Just wants to get down to that last Hemi Palmer bowl.
Get back around through the back of these would be good. Yep, to match that one.
Be happy with that position though.
Yep.
So we do hope you're enjoying our broadcast through the Bowls New South Wales Facebook and YouTube channels. Just remember that when you're looking for our streams, only trust the official Bowls New South Wales channels, as Darren Morrison plays an absolute peach. If anyone asks you to log in, to pay money, to give a credit card number, don't ever do that. We're free through our official Bowls New South Wales Facebook and YouTube channels. Same goes when you go to watch the Australian Open in a few weeks' time. BA only. Don't click on a dodgy link, because more than likely there's people that want to steal your information or your bank or both.
Your data. Yes. Yesterday's data scares. A lot of bowling clubs are posting that you're safe and your material is safe. Last night I saw.
I haven't been really keeping up with the news, so I might have to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, they're saying there's a data scam when you're signing into the club, and scammers are getting hold of your details and your licenses and your email addresses, and a lot of clubs posting that your data and your membership is safed.
They're usually closed systems, not open on the internet, so it's the best way to keep things safe is not to have it on anything but a closed system that's not available publicly.
Mm-hmm.
The only information we receive off you is a tick to say you've watched. We don't actually get your name. We can see who you are if you comment, obviously, but we just love seeing the big numbers and knowing that people are enjoying watching the live bowls. They're probably all tuned in to listen to you, Gav.
Oh, mate, they're not here for me. They're for you, Andrew.
Oh, they're here to watch Razor and Daz.
Here to watch the world champion. That's right. Afternoon, Andrew Batterman. In from up in Queensland.
Oh, one more to
Ettalong.
all square. Oh, we're going to say goodbye to
Gives us for a short break.
Gav. He's just going to take off for a minute. He may well come back. Might be going out just to get the nail clippers out and just trim up one little loose green piece of grass. Certainly has been around bowls for a while. Part of the Premier League setups of a few clubs around here. Played with Mount Lewis a few years ago, so those who think, didn't he play at Mount Lewis? Well, he did, once upon a time. See the players have abandoned the umbrellas in the background. Pretty well pointed from Kyle Hansen. Right down to the jack. Little touch. Won't affect Hemi Palmer. He played that backhand with his last bowl. Would give him a little shelf to sit on if he's got the similar line to his previous. Just wants to adjust the weight ever so slightly. And has just overcorrected. Kyle doesn't want to do too much different. Had more weight's going to be handy. Just going to drag the jack a little, flop down. Probably slightly better position than it was before, so well bowled. It's been a great game so far. Intriguing battle, 8-all. Can watch the end scores if you jump onto our BowlsLink results portal. You'll see that Taren Point got a 3 and a 1 to open the scoring before Ettalong hit back with their own one. A treble of ones to Taren Point took them out to a 6-1 lead before Ettalong's won 4 of the last 5. It was 2-2 to Ettalong, 1 to Taren Point, then a 2 and a 1 to Ettalong to give us an 8-all scoreline. So 4 of the last 5 ends. Eagles have got the momentum. Well, I'm going to be nicely coked up. The boss is also going to get me one as well. So I'm doing well. Righto. So I better turn his volume on. I turn the master volume off when people leave so that we don't get the big thump of the headset going on and off.
Aha. Am I back on?
You're back on.
Yep.
You can hear yourself in your ears, you're back on.
Yeah, I can hear.
Well, fairly well pointed from Razor. Just got the edge and ran through. It's 3 to 1 the bowls there. It's probably 1 to Taren Point.
Good afternoon, Chloe Rose. Barracking for Taren Point. Bit of a Razor fan. Chloe is.
I'm in the fortunate position. I don't mind who wins. I just want to see a good game.
That's right.
Darren's the last bloke, so is Razor. Probably don't know Hemi quite as well as Kyle. Had a little bit to do with Kyle when he was coming through the junior system. Shot here for Ettalong. They can draw up there. They can also play to punch their own bowl onto the shot. Just like this.
Right.
I think they might have actually made shot out of that. Razor will have a look. I think Ettalong's got the better lay of the head here. More dangerous. Because they've only got the one to the few Kyle Hansen bowls sitting there. Ray's actually called Kyle not to try and draw shot, but to get in between the back two and the jack. Wants some good position. It looks a little on the narrow side to do that, but contact won't hurt too much. It's only made it more shot. Probably made it harder to get rid of.
Vicky Turner asking who is the Ettalong men's singles champion. Nathan Malloy will probably be able to answer that one for us. I'm not sure. If you're listening out there, Nath, you might be able to plug that on.
Well, there is a way to find out. If I go to BowlsLink, go into our Champion of Champion page, the 4 competitions will come up under the active. I'll go to Men's Champion of Champion Singles and I tap Entries. If I press Control and F at the same time, that brings up the search box, and I type in Ettalong.
Good afternoon, Shawnee Doherty. Watching from Belfield Bowling Club, no doubt.
Well,
Shawnee came down here today and tried the yum char. Brought his beautiful wife with him. Had some lunch and then ducked away.
it does not look like the Ettalong champion has entered the Champion of Champions, so can't tell you.
Oh, looking for this bowl fat here.
Well, might have made a second for Ettalong. I'm not sure there. That's very close.
See what Darren does here.
I can search and tell you that Razor won't be playing for the Champion of Champions titles. It's Harley McDonald from Taren Point.
Harley got that title this year, yes.
I can't tell you who won the Ettalong one. They're not in the system. Maybe it's John Roberts. I don't know.
Maybe Lee Trewathan. Right.
A few candidates.
Yeah. All right, looking for a bit of a wide draw here.
I do see one name in there from Dundas, Michael Ingersoll.
Mick Ingersoll, yeah. He's won a few titles there. And it's one of my clubs I work at. Special when he starts playing singles, Mick. Very dangerous four-bowl player.
He's won the state title a couple of times. It's quite interesting. I said to somebody, well, Michael Ingersoll's a dark horse in this, and they went, who? Michael Ingersoll. He won the title playing out of Cumberland Builders.
Cumberland Builders, which is now Dundas Sports. Yes.
So, probably not a very well-known name, but don't take him lightly because he's likely to clean you up.
Team Ingersoll, he's got his son out there playing now as well, so, yep. Dundas Sports are...
Yeah, played in the juniors 2 years ago. I think he might have just graduated.
Dundas Sports are building their ranks. They've inherited 40 to 50 of the Denniston members since the closure, so Dundas Sports are moving forward with their membership.
And Dundas Sports, one of our co-hosts for the Interzone Sides Championship coming up, along with NBC Sports.
They are, yep. Northmead and Dundas, they've got, 8 zones each. Yep. New play starts there for the seniors. They start on the 27th. They roll up on the on the Monday and the Tuesday, and then Wednesday we have a lay day. Or Thursday we have a lay day, I think, and then we go into Friday. Thursday. Then we go into Friday and Saturday, and then the finals move to Northmead. Yeah.
I think we're actually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, go off Friday, play Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
They're correct. That's it, yeah. Scotty Condell, my general manager, sent me the details the other day. There's definitely a day in between the seniors and the opens. Yep.
Very good reason for that.
Greenkeepers.
Well, at 2. Give the greenkeepers a day to reset.
Yep, let the greens breathe.
And we have new leaders. Ettalong's at the front. 1 shot leading, 9 ends left, 9-8. Another good reason for having a day in between the finish of the one and starting the other is motel loadings.
Absolutely, and around the Parramatta Dundas area, you're limited. There's some big hotels and motels in Parramatta, but we can't field everyone. Michael Ingersoll has won it twice, 1997 from Cumberland Builders and 207 when at the Hills. There you go, Adam Hyland. Bowls Fax, Unisys, Adam Hyland.
I didn't have the years. I knew he'd won it at Cumberland Builders. The Hills, I probably could have dragged out of the memory banks, but did say he'd won it a couple of times.
Played a few years with Adam Hyland, I did, and if you ever needed data or facts or records, he was straight onto it.
You know, we mentioned a message from Scotty Condell. Also, I think he's won it twice as well.
He has, yeah.
I think in one of those he might have had a sensible haircut when he won it.
Yes, Scotty had a bit of a Hemi Palmer look for a while there, for a few years as a junior.
Oh, I wouldn't put it as the Hemi. Hemi's got the bit of the dreads happening in the shaved sides.
Oh, Scotty had long dreadlocks when he was a junior. Did he? Big long dreadlocks, big orange glasses, big orange bowls. We were playing against Scotty at Rydalmere Central at a night bowls tournament on Wednesday, and the Black Beetles were jumping out of the green, and Scotty was putting his Thunderbolt drives down, and that was when he was dreadlocked. They were down to his waistline.
I do remember the big blonde mullet.
Yeah.
Great bowl from Kyle. Challenge for you, name the best haircut in bowls.
We had a couple of good ones here this week. I think the boys from Culbara, there was one mullet there that took the cake this week.
I actually think the best mullet in bowls nearly goes to a young Apples, Cooper Appleby. You check out the junior championships, you'll see one of the best mullets on the little fella.
Yeah, Scotty Matheson, Jerry Hand is still at Dundas. Yep, still playing in their top grade. Adam Hyland, yes, you are the bowls professor.
Well, Daz, he's close here. I think he's just going to slip underneath and get the jack. Oh, very close. Very well played. And Apples himself gives the big thumbs up to say, yep, the young fella's got him on the mullet factor. I think Apples might be struggling to grow the hair at all now. Having two of his kids over 18. Apples actually, the Apples family, 3 people in the one family have won a state junior championship. Dad Darren, son Taylor and son Cooper now won a state junior championship. Great honour for that family.
Strong bowls family there.
Lisa Burton says Benny Two Shoes has got the best haircut in bowls. Well, you know, between Benny and I, we've got a full head of hair. Only he's chosen to shave off the sides of his. I've got the reverse mohawk happening.
I just started tattooing over mine, mate, once it started falling out. Yeah.
I'd love to say it's a solar panel, but I've got to keep it covered up because if we get sunburn, I'll get sick.
You're down pretty well here, Hemi. Match that rock one of Kyle's. It's good.
You notice that there's not many short bowls in. The players are really making sure they're up and in, giving them every chance to be, if not scoring, in a position to cover and possibly in a useful position to count should the jack get moved.
Yeah. Just got to get back a bit here, Kyle, and turn one of these bowls of his and raise. He's under. Just nudge the jack slightly.
Gav, apparently you need to come out with the bad dad jokes to be truly the Kerry O'Keefe of commentary.
Just Brendan Edwards laughing away at his jokes. I love it. Ace and I were talking last night. I've told him about my new house purchase, and he said, well, you're getting old. You're growing up. I said, okay. I'm moving further north, Ace. That's what I'm doing.
That was a great result for Ettalong. Just rolled their own in. Don't know if you've got Kerry's laugh though, Gav.
No.
Is that just a little spit of rain come across again?
Slightly. Just slightly.
Or is it just a dribble across the front of the camera?
A bit clear. Looks a little bit clear out the back there, out to the west. So fingers crossed. Where are we? We're 12 end into a 21 end game. Taren point 8, Ettalong 9. Playing on about a 12 to 13.5 second green now.
Kyle just out. Great home. The challenge here is there's not really a clear path in for either skipper. For Daz now, what's he do? He's got opposition bowls on both hands.
I think Hemi's calling him. Yep.
I think there's a nice opportunity here. Play the backhand, be deliberately tight.
Really tight if he turns his.
Couple of rolls up, and if he's just that, he's not being too tight.
He's slightly over, he can turn Kyle.
Yeah. Or you get the little straighten off Razor's last bowl, or the Razor's bowl on the other side of Kyle's, just in front of Jack High. Get the inside of that, you run up to the Jack.
Pretty fair line for this yellow bowl here. He's down to it. And he's played this and touched.
And
still holding one.
Shot.
Yep.
Well, Razor, he's got to play forehand. Not much choice. Again, he's probably better off to be on the side of narrow than wide.
Got a bit of weight here. Big chance of turning on Darren's bowl if he holds a bit longer. And he has, but one down.
Oh, that's close. I did think if he was a little bit tighter still, he could have got the front Ettalong bowl and straightened up down to the Jack. Depending on what Darren does here, he may well try to do that. Just play tight. If he can get the run off Darren, or I think it's Hemi's bowl, just short of Jack High. Inside flick down, get the other one. Could easily lay 2 or 3. You're tad wide, you trail the Jack right back to your own. Well, there's the danger for Darren. That Jack coming, oh no, it's a blue bowl.
He's playing a wide draw here. He wants to sit Jack High or close enough with this.
Speedy.
Well, I'll get back with that.
It's not a bad home though. Best back, not quite. Doesn't mean Razor has to pick his weight now. He can't just whack into it. Oh, Warren Towney says Benny's got the best hair. Jake Lawton's got the best beard. Hard to argue with that. I'm never quite sure what colour Benny's hair's going to be though.
Afraid I'd be looking for front edge of Jack here, or a few passes onto Darren's bowl. Nothing really too crazy. Score only being 9-8 on the diff after 12, and nothing too out of control.
A little bit positive.
He's after this bowl, I think. He's played it pretty well.
It's that solid he could run in. There's plenty of chances here still, though.
Oh, we did.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
He apologised a bit, but I'd actually claim credit there. That was actually a good choice because he gave himself every chance to get a result. May have been a little bit lucky to get it, but there's a good lower grade rumble shot in that one. I'll be singing that as my best bowl of the day if I played that last week.
Nine all, 13 ends. We are 2.5 hours into our coverage. After a small delay with rain.
I sold myself short there by saying I'd claim that as my best. My best one on Saturday was a wide hand draw round the big pack, round our first shot to come in and sit Jack High and make a second when we were looking very vulnerable. That was my best bowl last Saturday. Took away a lot of danger.
That's good.
Although Albatross would probably say my best bowl was the one where he said, take it, don't play it.
Keep it, put it in your pocket.
At least I don't give the shot away when I play that one. did ask for a nice crackerjack battle. 9-all after 13. Can't ask for much better than that.
But these teams played very well this morning. Hemi Palmer and Darren Morrison getting over Brady Spur and Ben Winter from Mount Lewis. Kyle Hansen and Ray Pearse beating Beau Prideaux and Aaron Wilson from Cabramatta.
On their 8th or 9th game of the series, you have to be in decent form to win that many in a row.
Kyle Hansen playing some big bowls this morning.
Just as we've given a rap, it's a little bit scattered.
Yep, we're all human.
Mind you, I think I wouldn't be too critical if anyone has put those two bowls down for either lead. They're in the same postcode. If Razor wasn't such a good bowler, you'd probably give him a job as a garden gnome with that hoodie on.
He's looking like he's a bit cold, doesn't he?
Just imagine that standing just near your front door. Big garden gnome, but
I've seen Razor play a lot, and once he gets a bit cold, and the top part of his body, the hoodie goes on, it stays on all day. Valdez.
very well played.
Got the weight. He's pretty handy here, Ray. He's close.
Very well played again. I'm loving this game. Somebody said to me, I've got the best job in the world. I get to watch bowls. Well, sometimes I do. There's a lot of work goes on in the background to make the boss happy all the time. We try to anyway. A lot of planning goes into advance. A couple of long days, but when you get to enjoy this sort of spectacle, to be grateful for being employed in this industry and get to deal with some of the wonderful people we do, such as the team here at Cabra Vale Diggers. Yourself, Nick, the Bowls liaison officer here, has been spectacular in supporting us and making sure everything's right for us to get on with the job. Helped us out by locating the cardboard boxes along with Jimmy for us to MacGyver up the camera covers,
Yep.
which meant we're able to keep going through the rain storm today.
Yep.
It's the same everywhere else, and we do thank our other venues in use for the opening few days of this event as well. Cabramatta, the team out there, Marylands, which includes Guildford, Mount Lewis, Josh Berry, and the team at St John's Park, and Scotty Cornwall is watching on. Hello, Scotty.
His ears must have been burning.
You heard us talking about your wonderful hairstyles of yesteryear. Hope it's still those stunning blonde locks. Haven't seen Scotty for a while.
...2003 Premier League series. We played the final series at Charlestown, and Scotty was leading the Birong Bombers into the finals charge, and they entered the premises at Charlestown Bowling Club with war paint, mohawks, shaved heads, the lot. So yes, so there've been some interesting hairstyles in the games of bowls, but yeah, the 2003 Premier League series was a good one. Birong walked in there; they were decked out. St John's Park, Mount Lewis, Birong, and not sure what the other side was that played in the finals.
Could probably look it up.
2003. I know. We lost the final because we played St John's Park. Mount Lewis played St John's Park in the Premier League Grand Final. We beat Birrong in the major semi to go through to the final.
Great bowl from Kyle. Well, I hope Lee Sucher's not watching because he probably was in that side and he'll be...
I think Sucher was part of it.
Glowing and boasting about winning.
Yeah. St John's Park had a pretty stacked up side. They were pretty strong. They had Rex Johnston and Steve Anderson and Glasso, and Brady Dupre was there, and Mount Lewis had the service of David Goulet that year, and Adam McIntyre. Scruffy. Yes, Scruffy was my skipper.
The King of Leeton.
Yeah, yes, yeah, and also Gary May. Gary May was the late Gary May, Vale. Yeah.
Was a lovely gentleman, Gary.
Champion bloke. Won my first title with him at Mount Lewis.
It's getting a little blocked up now. Well, if you're watching on, tell us who the best skipper you ever played with. The most demanding, the most easy to get along with.
And the hardest to get along with as well. It'd be interesting to see some of these comments.
Well, I've had a pleasure of playing with a few great players. The Albatross, of course. I've played 22 years of club pairs with. He must be a great bloke to have a game with. I played with a fellow in the grade 6 pennants in 1992 by the name of Dave Wilson. Was another very enjoyable bloke to have a game with. Took it very seriously on the green. Played very hard, but had a great time. Would not let you get down on yourself. You shook your head after a bowl. He'd say, "You shake that too hard, it'll fall off." Refused to let you talk about the game after you'd walked off the green. You started to say, he'd give you a smart answer and say, you've done it. Go up the bar and get me a beer.
Wow. He evolved fast, didn't he? Yeah. Wow.
One of the legends of Illawarra Bowls I had the pleasure to play with. Once you got used to him, an absolute teddy bear, great bloke, hard as nails approach to the game was the late, great Bob Bartlett. Son plays with Taren Point now. Bob, described as the best football player never to play for Australia by many in the Illawarra. Played for New South Wales, was a hard man to play with, very demanding. But if you just took the approach that it's just Bob, he's gruff, and didn't take it to heart, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Him and, I'm trying to think, he was at Austinmere.
Oh, that's true.
Yep, he got it through far enough, I think. Phil Bushby was the other fella down there at the time. Another hard as nails bloke. I never got to him. My goodness, Mark Roach rumours Pud going to afternoon roll-ups carrying his school bag.
Puddy was part of that. Puddy was part of that Birrong Premier League Mohawk side.
Mark Roach did. Pud have a stubby in his school bag though. Whoa.
They're all coming through now.
Okay, that was a bit strange.
Adam Hyland, Gary May, great bowler, one of the great skips to play for. Adam was part of that Premier League side in Mount Lewis in 2003 finals.
Okay, we just had a little blip on our computer, but we are still streaming at around 4 megabits a second, so no problems at all. There was just a little dip. Lindsay Wilding, Terry Antrim's uncle. Lisa Burton says a great bloke.
Adam Hyland, cranky as skipper, either Keith O'Farrell. I don't know. Jeff Fitzgerald, old Jeff Fitzgerald from Matraville Bowling Club, Rose Bay, Double Bay. He was pretty tough to play for. Me and Ray Pearse both played for Fitzy when we were at Urco, and he made your life hard as a lead if you were not next to his feet with the jack or behind the jack, he let you know. But we worked him out after a while. It took about 5 years. We worked him out that he was wanting to pump himself up. One of the biggest backhand steps in the world when he delivered his backhand. If it fits, he would rip into you. Still playing at Maddo, I think, Fitzy, in the lower grades. I'm not sure.
I've been lucky enough to be skipped this year in the burglar grade. In the grade 4. Great time. Big thing for me. I've been playing with. I'm the youngest bloke in our team by a long way, and I reckon there's no point me getting cranky with any of those fellas because they'll just tell me stop being a silly fella. And we're all there to have a good time and enjoy our company. Played against some wonderful opposition so far. And Galoot has been one of the most enjoyable. I'll stir up Galoot from Rula. Actually had a very enjoyable game against him. May play him again yet, so can't stir him up too much. But just wanted to go out and enjoy myself and mostly done it. The only time I've got cranky is with myself for not playing the bowls I meant to. I'll tell you what though, nobody should be cranky with themselves out there now. They're playing great bowls. Yep, I've been reminded don't praise them too much because commentators curse.
Yep.
Don't declare a winner. It would be silly to try and declare a winner now. There's nothing much in this. Still saying 9-9 on my board. Is that correct? Yes, it is. I'll check their scoreboard and make sure I've not mucked this up. Best way to do that. Take our middle camera. 9-9-13 is what is on their board, so we're doing pretty well. Daz, well, hand goes up to the mouth. I think he was worried he was going to turn that bowl onto the jack and push it back to Kyle. No, what he was trying to do is just trying to get around the shot bowl and get back to match Kyle because he knows Razor's going to be playing backhand to reach.
Absolutely.
Don't know if he's made it easier or harder or just changed it up with dynamic. Let's try the other camera. But there is a nice path there for Razor just to get a little piece of this jack back to Kyle's bowl.
Just going to duck under.
You've got to reach to do it. He's just going to finish jack high. I feel a bit harsh. I feel like a bit like a Bushby cranky Bobby saying you're short when you're jack high and you're trying to reach. Apple says he hopes Hemi takes some of that form to the Greenkeeper Championship next week. If that's true, Apples must be playing pairs with him. Apples is one of those players. I actually like it when I'm streaming an Apples game because I'm just waiting for him to do something silly. Pull a face at the camera, give a little wave to people.
Real close here, Ray.
Well bowled.
Good play.
The other one I always wait for something quirky to happen is Carmen Anderson. Carmen, one of the nicest players you will ever meet. Carmen has a nasty habit of standing in front of the camera for a few seconds. Then she'll realise and she'll look down and wave and go sorry and move aside. I find that very entertaining.
You think the Barrel boys knew they were in front of the camera this week?
Them fighting words, Gav. Look, that's probably the first time they've ever played in
on
front of the camera.
on a live streaming ring.
Yep.
That's right.
And I'll
That's
forgive
right.
them for that.
I don't think they really thought that they were getting filmed. I think that they were just out there having a game at barrel. Yep. They did well, the boys, but
I think they boosted your bar trade.
absolutely they did. Afternoon, Chrissy Green.
Which one?
The Deer Park of Greens.
Ah, yes.
Fear the deer, Chrissy Green.
The now Mexican, not the better bowler who now plays for Warilla. I'll just stir up the greens. Greenie, the purveyor of the most impractical practical jokes. Got to say, we pulled one on him. Anybody who knows Chris will think this was a good one. After they'd won a state number one pennant, we printed out the picture and stuck it up behind his desk, and it was there for 3 years. As he left, we said, have a good look at your number one pennant picture. And that was when he noticed that we'd photoshopped his face off and put Josh Wilton's face in his place, and it had been behind his desk for 3 years, which everybody on the staff thought was hilarious.
They won a few flags back then, Taren Point, didn't they?
3 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a good photo of them in Greeny's office when I played at Taren Point a few years ago, of the boys standing in a huddle on the green at Birrong, which is now their barbecue green. That green at Birrong was their number one pennant green, and they were standing there huddled up, ready to take on their opponent. Some names of Brendan Egan and Shane Globitz and Michael Grove and Turles, Greeny, they were all there. Brian Morton. Strong side for a number of years.
Him and Cabramatta, 3 years in a row, best performance in modern pennant history.
Yeah.
We want to say the best performance ever. You probably go back to the turn of last century. North Sydney won the top grade, 2 different top grades, 4 years in a row.
Marty Schofield, how could they know there isn't even internet in Barrel? Okay.
I think you're underdo Barrel. Barrel's a very trendy place.
Yes.
Very close here from Kyle. Well, probably a little unlucky, still down. May have made the situation a little bit better. I think Razor's got a lovely shot here on the backhand. Do keep your comments coming. They're keeping us going. Gav's all sugared up, and the lolly bucket's next to him. He's going to go again.
Remind me, mate.
So if you hear a little bit of chewing, it's just one of the snakes coming out of the bucket. Better pass it round to the boss. She loves a lolly too.
Yeah. Commentary boxes full of Bowls New South Wales delegates.
The president's a smart person who's hiding out of the horrible weather, sitting behind us, keeping an eye on me. Mm-hmm. I've got the trainee camera operator behind me. He's had an afternoon off, been a tiring week.
Yep.
That's known as my daughter, the computer nerd, and she'll be happy me calling her that.
Yep.
She had a big week.
She's had a big week.
A helping hand.
Yeah, well, when she heard Benny Two Shoes was gallivanting off across the world and that I'd be operating here, she said, would it be helpful for me to give you a hand? I said, it probably would be. It's been very handy to have someone else to push the buttons and set up the stuff. Just let Lee throw a few bits more work at me.
Hemi calling Darren on a forehand shot here. Just a bit of a glide off that yellow bowl. Can chase Jack there. What's to run into?
Oh, he wants to get the inside edge.
He's looking out there, but Daz. I think he's looking how far back behind that far one is. He's got a metre past there.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that Jack's going to get all the way back.
He's liking the backhand.
Oh, maybe that's why he's there and I'm not. Well, I'm not there because I didn't even win the club pairs. Just forgot something. Yeah, I did play pairs, fortunately. 22 years in a row with the Albatross. And we'll go again round next year if he's willing. It's not all about winning, it's about getting out there with your mates and having a good go.
This weekend certainly inspired me to play.
Well, Dawn, glad to see that you're home safely. The Cowra girls saw them play a couple of good games out on your greens here.
Yep, they went well, the girls.
They also took on as I found out, the Ballina lady, and the name escapes me again now, was a former Cowra girl as well, teamed up with Hayley McDonald, one of the young guns. Razor, backhand reach. I think he can sit the jack high bowl to make 3.
He's on the forehand. Looking for a little bit of...
Well, he's looking to get it the other way.
Oh, bad luck, son. I'm not happy with it.
That bowl of Darren's may have just stopped him playing that backhand side. That's another 1 to Ettalong. They'll sneak into the lead again.
10-9, Ettalong after 14 ends. Close game here.
Oh, that's 15 now played.
15. Taren Point, we're out to a 7-1 lead, and Ettalong have nudged their way back now.
Oh, hang on. Have I just put that in? I think it's 11-9 actually now, mate.
11-9?
Yep.
6
ends to go.
Distracted by the lollies, mate.
It's supposed to be the little sugar hit just to keep you going. Marie Grant, there we go. She said Sue was a Park school, same district as Cowra. Okay, hasn't updated on the screen. Let's have a look and see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, there, Kyle. We'll
Still
start.
got network.
Behind.
Well, that's weird. Why? There we go.
Now we're back in line.
I've had to hit refresh. That's supposed to be a cascading sheet style that fixes itself, but
Better down here, Kyle.
grab the jack.
Much better.
Oh, a little
Good shot,
slice.
mate.
At least Stinson told me that she was a Cowra girl, so Ray Grant. I'll blame Lee for that one. Better get Adam Highland onto it instead of Lee.
Yeah, send him in a bat.
Very much a look of concentration from Darren. I like the line. This should come back pretty well. How's his speed? Oh, he's just under. Might be just in the road for Razor to play that backhand. He would have been wanting to draw underneath to probably through that ball. It's going to stick with that backhand side.
That wider hand. Get a bit of turn out there. Just down in weight a fraction.
Oh, Daz, he'll confidently draw up here. Contact on his own. Should probably push it in. He can draw a foot or two away. Just going to run past. He's got his own.
His own.
Probably got shot out of that.
Bit of a pathway for Ray here to draw.
Good weight. Just going to fade underneath.
Second shot. Afternoon, Barry Dixon. See you tomorrow, buddy. Let's hope the flooding stays away from you, minor. I'll play a bit of a wide draw here. Touch Jack back to his.
We got good numbers watching here. I hope you're all enjoying watching on the Bowls New South Wales Champion of Club Champions Pairs men's final, last one. Just to recap that our women's final this morning. Success for the Buoyants. Jamie Lee Worsnop, Ellen Fife taking out the title with a good win over South Tamworth's Carol White and Chris Myers.
James Sadler's home. He's done the school pickup and he sat down. He's going to enjoy watching a bit of the stream of his own greens that he's been preparing all week. Welcome back, Sadsy. The Wiz. Great ball, Kyle. Unlucky, one down.
Well, it's what we expect, that you've got to get one really close to get shot. Probably a little unlucky to trail that one and not keep it. And hello to everyone right around Australia, right around the world, even from Glasgow. He tells you it's going to be nice and slow at you, minor. Bring your bowling arm.
Have to pull the swingers out of the bag tomorrow, I think.
Well, I don't have a choice. I've only got one set. Enough trouble using those, let alone trying to adjust to another one. Well, good home for Daz in behind.
Looking at dead draw this. Touch it about an inch into his own.
I've got to watch which screen I'm actually watching on. I've got the Facebook page open. It's about generally between about 12 and 19 seconds behind the actual broadcast. And it's quite amazing to watch the crowd watching, especially if you're on somewhere like the indoor at Warilla where they've all got their phones open. And you'll see a good bowl come down and all the eyes drop straight down to the device.
Drop to watch the replay. That's
so
right.
They get a replay.
Yeah.
Razor, how do I get a shot out of this is the question. A bowl of Darren's on the centre line straight behind. Ultimate importance now. Otherwise Ray would have had pretty much not a clean shot, but a nice, lovely draw down with everything going for him. But now he's got to get it perfectly away from that. He's got to get the jack off the centre line, back a foot either way. I do think it will jag on the shot bowl if he gets it. Just depends on how he can get to it. Will it come back enough on that backhand side?
I think he's going to have to play pretty tight to get it back there. The weight's going to have to be quite accurate. Just a little touch of that jack, and he's got Kyle's bowling and waiting there.
He's certainly capable of producing such a special bowl.
Got a bit of humour from the bank before he steps on the mat.
It's close.
Very close.
Oh. And I'm looking forward to the chance to get out my impersonation of the that bowl from the PBA stuff in England, where the commentator said, "That is ridiculous." So we're now down. We've played 16 ends, 21 shots scored in 16 ends. Usually the lower number of shots scored total, it's the better the game's going to be. Only a few multiples.
Ettalong nudging away, shot by shot here. Ray and Kyle just need to win an end, and no doubt they'll stretch it long.
Might be, who knows how to win, might be the difference. And I'll tell you what, both of these skippers know how to win. Kyle Hansen's been in a few teams to have won things. Well, maybe a while since Hemi Palmer's won a lot of stuff, but did have a stint in the ACT, might have won a couple of things down there. Hello, Paulie Luke, watching on. Maybe from his lounge room in Dapto, right near the Siddos.
Teasy and Corey tuning in. Young Bailey Myers, our apprentice here from Cabervale Diggers, has decided to sit down and watch a few bowls.
I'd love to wind Lukey up and say he's the crankiest skipper I've ever played with, but I'd be lying.
Yeah, don't tell us.
Lukey's a lovely fellow. I did see he can get a bit annoyed at one skipper who was dragging the chain and make it a bit difficult one afternoon.
Bowl there, Kyle. Great bowls from the leads.
Great contest this. Bowls is definitely the winner. It's almost a shame to have to give one the silver medal out of this game. They've both played so well. 5 ends to go. Hemi and Daz are 3 shots ahead. When would you feel comfortable? 3 shots is not enough to feel comfortable. That's one end. It's one bad end.
I don't think you'd feel comfortable playing against Ray Pearse, would you? Like, even if you were 6 shots ahead.
I think I'd feel comfortable if I was leading by 10 with 1 end to go. I think even 9 you'd have a chance to get.
9 you get a bit comfortable, yeah. If you were 7, you wouldn't be comfortable.
No.
No.
I think if I'm Darren and Hemi, just be patient. Like he said, he's mellowed in his old age. I think it's all that fishing you do, mate. It's just made you patient better. Patience better.
Doing pretty well here, Morrow.
Wants that one fat.
He's got it.
Well, I don't think that's the ideal result. I think that's actually made the chance for Razor a bit better. Might have made a couple, but just push that one back on the line. It's more in the catching paddock now. Razor wouldn't be unhappy with that position. Wants to get down to the bowl.
Good shot.
Great
Good
effort.
shot on there. Shot bowl.
We can watch that one again. And it's another one for the hot shot candidate list.
Great shot.
Worth another look. Right down to the jack. Gets the shot. And I do like that little stinger we have at the beginning and end of the replay.
Yeah.
I created that a couple of years ago. It took me a long time to work out how to actually do it.
The Bowls New South Wales stinger. Yeah.
Probably looking a little dated now, but I keep getting a little message on my laptop pop up that my computer needs to reboot. I keep hitting postpone. Little message from Sharpie IT, our new technology partners. They look after our network maintenance. Also provided that wonderful competition during the state championships. I like in sharing our posts that people got a chance to win big screen TV, smart touch tablet, and a few microwave ovens, I think. Only disappointment with that competition is being an employee of Bowls New South Wales. I wasn't allowed to partake. Wasn't very happy people when they notified them they'd won, though. Well, I think he wanted a bit of cover at the back, and he's just gone a little wide.
Just needs to pass that bowl. Pass his own bowl by a foot. It's a great shot. And 2 over there now. It'd be handy for Razor to play around with if needed.
Well, you see, Ray's just where he's got his foot. I think he reckons that's exactly where the jack's going to go if his bowl's hit.
Yep.
Well, under the conditions, these guys are playing well, says Karina Capel McTurnan. I think Gav, you can claim some credit for that.
That are here, Kyle. Yes.
Despite some adverse weather conditions, this green's still running quite well. Maybe not quite the 18 it was a few days ago when we watched Disco bending them sideways, but still enough turn. Probably running, around the 13 mark?
Around the 13 mark, yeah. It drained pretty quick. 10 minutes after the rain stopped, it drained pretty fast. It's just the water will come up out of the surface a little bit with them tracking bowls down it and then walking up and down it, but it's drawing okay for a green that's been on and off with weather all day, so these boys are made to play in all conditions at the level they've played, so
well, I think Darren has deliberately drawn a position bowl, set himself up to play a shot with his last. There is a chance here that Ettalong can play just the right weight, turn Razor's bowl onto the jack, just get it to spring back, maybe 30, 35 centimetres, be 2 or 3. I think Ray wants to get in the middle of that little triangle, just like this. Well done. That won't go back there now. Still one shot only. Sometimes you might be better off take your medicine and go one down rather than attack. But there is a chance here that he can just touch that, get it to spring a little. He's just trying to draw. He's not going to get in the right area here. I would not be surprised to see Razor say, well, one is enough.
I don't know. I've seen this man take some chances with his last bowl. If he's confident enough, he'll play that shot.
All depends on whether he thinks his bowl will go past Jack.
That's his weight.
You see, he's indicated that spot there.
Onto his bowl. Is the Jack touching the bowl? If the Jack slightly touches the bowl, it could be dangerous, but
he can push his own onto that bowl, push through and stay for 3.
From Ray's angle, he'd be looking at the top right-hand edge of that bowl to turn once onto that second shot of Darren or Hemi's.
Well, if he plays this and makes a 3,
we got a game.
We're all square.
He's playing for it.
And not only have we got a contender for bowl of the day, we've got a contender for bowl of the year. He's in the right postcode. How's his weight?
No, he's gone.
He's just going to go underneath. Well, he didn't give it a big hard chance.
Came in millimetres.
Probably a little bit cautious. 2 shots in it, 4 ends to go.
Bring that mat up.
What do we do? What do you reckon, mate? Let's talk about this for a minute. What's the discussion out there? Do we go long? Do we go short? What are you confident with? I'd also be just playing a little bit of tactics. Might be saying, what do you want to drink when we get back to the club tonight?
Have a chat.
Might be like the famous chat between Ian Healy and Shane Warne. Last ball of the day, they made the West Indians wait. Afterwards, they said it was a brilliant bit of tactics. What did you talk about? And Warney said, I just want to keep them here, mate. What are we going to have to drink tonight?
They're going T to T, as predicted. Full length. And down the wide hand, Kyle. He's playing the forehand. Yep. Mr. Lee Stinson about to walk into the commentary box. Good afternoon.
He's going to attack the bucket too.
Straight to the sugar bucket.
Well, once we got down below the snakes, they'll find the family selection. The jelly babies and the red frogs and maybe a racing car or two.
I'm going to steal the frogs. The frogs are not safe. Not as good as Alan's frogs, though.
22 shots scored in 17 ends. It's an indication of just how competitive this game has been. Well, Hemi Palmer's opening bowl was a brilliant one. Kyle's correction gets inside that. Been a very good battle between the leads and the skippers both. I don't think I'd like to pick a player of the game so far. Too hard. And just as I praised Hemi up, he's dropped his last bowl a little bit on the shy side. So plenty of people watching on right around the state, right around the world. We do hope you're enjoying this coverage of the 23-24 Bowls New South Wales Champion of Club Champions finale in the men's pairs. 2 shots to Taren Point. They trail by 2 at the moment to Ettalong. So it's Ray Pearse, Kyle Hansen, 10. Trailing Darren Morrison, Hemi Palmer, 12. 17 ends played. This is end number 18. 3 more after this one. 21 ends to be played. Anybody's game so far. Darren's, well, he's a little unlucky there. He's just turned off Razor's bowl, turned it up to the shot, and he's ran away. It's opened it up. Razor will want to be up to his own bowl. Just maybe get a turn out of his own. Little straighten off Kyle and down to the jack just to cover it up. Doesn't want to leave that shot there for Darren or for Hemi. He's just pulled this one across a little bit, not quite sent it. Chance here for Darren to play very similar to his previous, up through the head. Certainly looks to be hunting. Saw the head drop down though. And that head dropped down because he's way under the line and, well, got a a good and bad result by punching Ray Pearse's bowl in. I think it counts, but he's pumped his own bowl to the back, so excellent position out of it. Oh, hello, Rose in Papua New Guinea. Well done. PNG, one of the World Bowls competing sides. Well, you just saw the expression on Kyle's face. It wasn't a smile, it was a bit of a grimace.
Doing pretty well here.
I don't know why, because,
yeah,
well
done.
a little unfortunate. It's got the edge, and you just see Ray there, a little grimace as well. He was half a bowl wide. Really, it's a big target here for the Ettalong boys. Right down to it. Ideal result is to punch the jack back to their own, but he's just under the line. I want to move this jack, I think, just to be happy to hold one or two rather than the 2 or 3 they've got now, just to cover it up and take away the shot. Beat them to it. Good thing is, if they do punch onto that Ettalong bowl, it's his own coming back. Mm-hmm. Just get the inside of that blue bowl. You little walk off that straight down to the jack. Wants a nice tight draw, maybe a metre over, a little bit more. That looks like a big metre. Razor willing it back. Maybe, actually, it's a good metre. He'd be happy with where that's finished. Whereas Hemi, he wants the just to crash on the green bowl, get the jack through, and, well, he's given up on that one. It's under the line, going to go right across. Just wonder whether Daz wouldn't be better off to play ditch weight. Get the inside of the green bowl. You're going to punch the jack across, but if you get the outside, punch it right back to the ditch. The jack's going to go out to the left of screen. You get it solid and get that jack to go nearly sideways by 1.5 metres. There's 3 Ettalong bowls waiting for it. Critical now, Razor just gives this a little change up. Well, thank you for the praise, Trevor. We do try to make sure we present a fantastic product. We're here to serve our bowlers and promote our sport. We want to present you with what we can. We've made a decent investment in our equipment. And we've got the smartest administrators in the world, even if self-praise is the worst praise. Razor, well pointed, wants to get a little straight.
Bit of rub off the blue here.
Little straight. Oh, he wants it to fall over. It counts. Well, they're holding the shots to get in front. I don't think Darren will muck around with this. Give it a whack. Actually doesn't want to hit Razor's last bowl. Wants the one on the side.
Ooh, he's a bit tight. He's a bit tight. Anything's possible with this weight on that bowl.
Well, I'd have taken one of his out, but it's also stayed there. So still that chance over on that left-hand side of screen. And in fact, if he gets that jack to go right over to where Darren's last bowl finished, it could be as many as 4.
Ray coming up here.
He's just going to take his time. He's not going to be hurried. So if you have just joined us, you're getting here in the last stages. We're live at Cabravale Diggers Bowling Club. We are looking at the last 4 ends, well, 3 after this one to go in the men's champions, just 2 shots the difference. And Cabramatta, Ellen Fife, skipped Jamie Lee Worsnop to a pretty solid win over South Tamworth's Carol White and Chris Myers. Congratulations to the Bull Ants. They're home celebrating already. Men's championship. 3 ends more after this one. Razor just taking his time. He's looking at what can happen. I think they're holding 4 to go to the lead. And there, you just see where Kyle Hansen's got his heel. I think Ray will stay away. He'll try and get over there and cover it, just in case Darren Morrison gets the shot bowl on the edge and enough of the jack to send it out towards the tee on the adjacent centre line to the left of screen. That bowl gets the jack and it heads out in between those 2 back Ettalong bowls. Chance for 4, which would just about close the game down.
Pretty wide here, Ray. Excuse me.
Yeah, he wants to get out that area. Has he got the speed? Just can't see it behind Kyle. The sight screen's blocking him.
He heard you.
Yeah. Oh, look. Ray, I think he'll be disappointed with that. He wanted another... I reckon he wanted another metre and a half and just a bit less grass. So that last bowl of this end.
I guarantee you Morrow's weight will be on.
4 down, leading by 2.
Oh, he's got good grass too.
Chance to make some. How is he going?
Jack.
Got... Well... I think he's made a couple.
2 there.
Going to make him put the tape on it, the old lie detector. That's a good conversion from Daz.
Two there.
Yes.
2.
Well, what a turnaround.
Wow. Great bowl. Daz doesn't usually miss with his weighted shots with his second. He's very close.
Opens up the lead to 4 shots. 3 ends to play. That's a massive conversion, and we watched that one on replay. Taren point holding 4. Darren Morrison plays weight on the backhand. Wants to get the shot bowl and the jack.
Shot and
grabs it perfectly, trails it back, makes a couple, turns that head around. Possible 2-shot deficit to a 4-shot lead. That's a possible championship winning bowl. I don't want to call it a championship winning bowl, but very much a possible turning point.
Start Hemi.
In such a tight game, what a difference though. Potentially 14-12 down. Now 14-10 up with 3 to play. When you scored 24 in 18 ends, that's only 1 1/3 per end. 4's the difference. That's 1 1/3 per end. Well, great
Good response, Kyle.
Oh, you're a bit unlucky. Well, anyone who has watched this game and hasn't enjoyed the clash, you're hard to please. It's been a cracking final. All 4 players need to be congratulated. How would we like to go down to an extra end? That'd be sensational. Great way to finish.
Great way to finish a big week.
Really like an extra end in a final. I think it's a great way to finish. Not if I'm playing in it. And it was only if I win, though.
Well done, Kyle. Handy bowl.
Two good bowls, and again, he's touched the shot bowl and run out. I'm just watching our numbers and the average duration. We're well above the average watch time, so it proves that people out there love their bowls, love to watch on.
Still got a fair bit of drift on that hand there. Not too much wind out there. Slight wind, no more rain. Clearing up over the back now, so last 4 ends will be quite a challenge. Ray grabbing Jack there with his first.
Will one of these teams hold their nerve? Will they both battle it out? Will somebody crack? Who will produce the winning bowl?
Who will handle the pressure? Good bowl.
Will Gav dive into the bucket again?
Oh, I'm not looking at that sugar anymore.
Well pointed by Ray. Just wants to run this down to the jack. Get him behind to be ideal.
Good bowl.
Well played.
Very handy.
Wants it to fall over, I think.
You like that better?
Well, we've got more bowls action coming your way this weekend. There may be some slight adjustments to our broadcast times and venues with the weather the way it is. We do know that there are games this weekend in the Platinum Pennant, very important to the teams playing. Razor, I think, has already confirmed they're going to change venues for their home game. Mount Lewis definitely want to try and win one. They're playing Wendy League, so is Engadine. And then they've both got a top-of-the-table match or team the following day, or the opposite days. So we are set to broadcast from 2 and 10, Saturday and Sunday respectively. We may have to change some of those times ever so slightly, as Kyle puts a very good position bowl in.
Handy bowl there, buddy.
Good miss of the jack. Good finishes in a great spot. So just watch our social pages. We'll let you know as soon as we can if there's a change to our venue or broadcast time. The Platinum team's getting in. That's not a bad home from Hemi. He's got the same hole. Well, you wouldn't reckon they'd be able to both put a bowl through that gap pretty much exactly the same. You're hard to do deliberately. Kyle.
Fresh and narrow here.
He's just narrowed it up a touch. Can get a little bit. No, he's just going to fall a fraction short. Well, yeah, bowl short. Don't think that'll finish in the count. But
Darren will look to trail this with his first. Trail it back to his own. Take that shot off Ray.
Sometimes the difference one bad end, and nobody's had a bad end yet. It's probably one of the loosest ends we've had so far. Darren really needs to get one into that tight area. I think he's just under the line. Is he good enough for second?
Second shot.
Yes, definitely second shot. We'll put a little bit of pressure on Ray, knowing he's got to get one in there now. Well, he's under the line too, but no, he's not got enough. Well, chance for Darren here. He can play his backhand with confidence. If he turns Ray's bowl out, he'd be holding 3. In terms of this game, there wouldn't be 3 great ones, but little touch on the jack is also very handy. And a metre and a half touch on the jack brings it back to the 2 back bowls. So pick your weight, play with confidence. Ray's is going to have a chance to answer it, but if you're holding him, you make him play it.
He's out nice.
Wants it to hold its line.
Got a pretty good line here, Daz.
Has he got it?
He's just going to sit on his own.
No, he doesn't.
Pass it.
One to Razor so far. He'll want to add another. Get within 2 with 2 ends to play. Grandstand finish coming up. What's the odds of the extra end?
Toss the coin. See what he scores here.
You know what I'd love to see? 2 touches resting on the bowl, 1 from each team on the extra end. So we get an extra
In
end.
the ditch. Yeah, sitting on the ditch right on the plinth.
Or Razor.
He's out there better now.
You'd back him to draw this most times.
On the way he'll get back to this. He's probably going to
Very
draw another
well
one here.
pointed. Urged on by
Nice shot here,
Kyle
pal.
Hansen.
Oh,
Well,
just pulling up late there.
Is he good enough though? He might have got in. Having a little look.
2.
1.
1.
I'll put the tape on that just to make sure.
I reckon Kyle's body language says we've got 2 here.
I like Hemi though. He's decided he's not going to give it away without checking. You're much better off to be safe than sorry. Although this looks very close.
Ooh.
You have a look, mate. You decide. We might have the umpire coming in again. Yep. A little bit quick with the sideways movement. How good's the zoom? Mate, I haven't seen one of those measures for a long time. The old score on the side. There's not much in this.
Oh, I reckon he's got this one only.
1 shot. Three shots in it, 2 to play. Well, even that measure in terms of this match, big result. Shots in this game very hard to come by, so big end in terms of this game coming up now. Decent start from Kyle. Hemi just going to pull up a little bit shy. Look at that and think, oh, it's a bit of a scrappy start, and then you realise they're both well and truly within their old yardstick. So, very good start, actually. Kyle doesn't need too much correction on his first, just a fraction more grass. We'll get back to the jack still. Toucher would be good for the point, and he's got it.
Well done, Kyle.
Well done. Holding 2. Fairly broad target for the Ettalong boys, though. They can afford to reach to that. Set either one, trail the jack through the hole. It's close to doing that. He's just going to get the outside of... Oh, no, it's turned enough.
Well,
That'll be shot. What odds on Ray here? Backhand draw, foot of weight, sit the blue, but more the target. Just noodle that jack back a foot or so behind Kyle's bowls.
as this rains ease, notice his hand swooping a lot more now, so they've got to get out.
That little bit more draw, actually, I think suits what Ray wants to play here.
Played this all right. His weight's there. He'll get a piece of this.
Oh, he's drawn it.
He's drawn it. Okay. Mount Lewis versus Winnie Leagues will broadcast tomorrow afternoon from 5 p.m. under the cover at Cabramatta, stated by Lee Stinson.
Well, that's a change of time.
Yep, 5 p.m.
That's actually probably good for people who want to watch if they're playing bowls tomorrow, 5 p.m, prime viewing
There
time.
might be a few pennant grades there that are using the dome
Yep.
earlier on in the day.
And Lee's actually popped that onto our Facebook feed. Maybe you should have changed to be Bowls New South Wales. But,
Best piece of this bowl here, Razor. Oh, he
great
has.
bowl,
Raffy behind it.
fantastic. That one's worth another look. Head doesn't change too much. We'll watch that bowl again when they cross over. Darren's going to play over on the forehand
A
side.
lot of contact here.
He's got a couple of bowls width. Big target in terms of this game. Lisa asks, how quick is the green running? We reckon it's probably picked up a little bit to just above 13. I thought it might have dropped down to about 13 after the rain, maybe 13.5 now. Maybe nudging a bit higher. We watch this bowl from Ray Pearse. Razor wants to get down to the shot bowl here. He's got it out on a great line. It's coming back nicely. He's stalking it. Wants this to come down. Just get the edge of the bowl. Got to the edge. In behind the jack. Holding 4. Well, Kira thought she was having a tough choice picking the reel to put on last night with 20 to choose from. I think I've exported out about 50 already this game.
Pretty well here, Kyle.
Well, just wants a bit more running. It's in the count.
Not a bad shot there.
Is this the big end we said could crack this final open? Oh, I think he's narrow.
He's done. No, he's gone. He's gone. He's got a hole through there.
Now do you pile the pressure on and draw another, or do you try and cover? Backhand draw, past your own. Get to that blue bowl, you'll cover and you'll count.
He halves those blue bowls. He's got a good shot.
Well, he's on his way.
He's out there. He's going to beat those bowls. His weight's here.
It'll be a good home no matter where it finishes, I think. It's not going to count, but it's going to split those two.
Good bowl. Good bowl.
Excellent home. Hemi's out a bit wider this time. Is he going to get back enough? Oh, well. Close, but no cigar. I think that's still 5 shots to Ray Pearse and Kyle Hansen. Taren Point, they're trailing by 3. 2 ends to play. 4 bowls left on this end. Darren Morrison, he up to the pressure.
Thanks, Bowie Prado, for your comments. Active Turf Care. It was a pleasure seeing you today, this week, mate. Thanks for your raps. Matty Blackburn. Definitely shot at a Dave there from Razor.
Well, good discussion there between Razor and Kyle. What do we play? It's a very tight little pack. I reckon you just backhand draw, load it up even more. Just say to Daz, well, if you're good enough to play it, if you're not, we're going to win.
He's going to draw as close as he can here.
This is a case, if you load it up, it's just about game. Oh, he's not got that all the way. I wonder if he was just trying to block it up.
Him off the backhand, yeah. Maybe.
Might have been that he thought Darren had a good drive up to their bowl to just disturb that. Now he's got to play forehand down into it. And he's got some traffic to get past. Can he get past his own? He's got off the edge of it. Well, that's opened it. I don't think it's even saved a shot there. Might have cut the fifth one out, but I'm not sure.
Definitely five.
Five shots.
Razor coming up.
Now what do you do, Razor? Daz has got the forehand runner to that. Can you block that off? Or do you just go, well, if you're good enough to hit it, hit it. I'll put a sixth one in and say to you, if you miss, we're going to protect the last end and win the title. Having a good look.
Out here. Yep.
Forehand. No, he's going to play backhand.
I was calling my backhand race. Showing his hands out both directions.
Well, let's see what he lines up at. Little ring on the inside. So he's going forehand.
Playing forehand. Yeah. He wants to block that hole up.
Well, do you block it up with a counter or with a blocker?
Oh, I reckon he'll be short.
Oh, he's going to try and draw another shot.
He's going to fall right there.
Well, he hasn't made it any easier.
What an end. Wow.
What a spectacular
5
end.
to 6 shots pending Darren's last bowl here.
3 the difference, 2 to play. Taren Point holding 6. 1 bowl left on this penultimate end.
About 3/4 of Ettalong, or most of Ettalong will be watching this shot now.
Under pressure. He's watching it. He's stalking it. Get out of the way, Hemi.
Hemi, move. He's under.
He's under it.
He's
Is he
under
going to
it.
get any contact?
He's got a hole
No
there.
contact. Got his own bowl. That's 6.
Now we got a game.
Well, I think that we've got a game over, I think. They've taken 3 out. Another 2. That's 6. Wow.
Big end. Big end. Great bowls by both the Taren Point boys.
So from 3 behind to 3 in front with 1 to play. I can get my voice up to the edge of pain. Jeez. What an end.
You need some sugar, mate.
I need less sugar, maybe.
Maybe Dad will get his end.
Well, if we get the extra end here, that would mean that the Ettalong boys have pulled a miracle out. Razor's already done 1. That took 6 absolute cracking bowls.
Never underestimate a world champion there. Like was stated by one of the viewers, bowl of the day by Matty Blackburn.
Well, I've got that one exported out. I've got it marked.
Yep.
That has to be-
Hot shot of the week. Kyle's mum with a big wow there. out well.
Well, how's the adrenaline levels for Kyle now, I wonder?
He's played some big bowls at his time, so he'd be handling. Kyle's a bit of a smooth operator, very calm. Doesn't get angry over too much.
Well, the big question is how's Darren handling it? He'd be disappointed to have dropped that count.
Toucher there.
But regardless, someone's still going to end up with a silver medal. And ask Lee, right on the point of me saying someone's going to get a silver medal, Lee Stinson walks in.
Enters the building, Lee Stinson.
Oh, I didn't even get Flip the Bird with that statement. Can you name me someone who's got a silver medal in singles, pairs, triples and fours at state finals? There he is.
There is the man. High fives, Mr. Stinson. Shot Kyle.
3 up, 1 to play. What do? Get a shot, get another shot, and then cover.
You see that then? Straight in the ditch, I reckon.
Hemi, well, he might be holding 2 after this bowl. Is that 2 of the 3 they need? I don't think that'll be 2 of the 3. But here's that bowl from Ray Pearse on its way down.
Just build the pressure there. He built that pressure.
That bowl.
His first bowl. Wow.
That made a statement, that bowl. That said, if you're good enough, play it. But I'm going to make you play it.
Come get me. I'm the world champion.
And still, even with scoring a 6, we've got 31 shots in 20 ends. That's still a low-scoring game. Well, if you're Taren Point now, you're just riding that low wave of momentum you just built. Important just to keep your emotions in check for one more end. Know that you don't need to score on this end. You just need to make sure you keep Ettalong to 2 or less. I always want to get shot though. First up, get shot, get third shot.
Bowled as.
That'll be 2. If I'm playing a last end a couple in front, I always think I need 1 to win this. And I'd like to get a second counter and then cover everything. If you go in saying I just need to defend 2, you run the risk of accepting 2 down.
Down onto his first here, Darren, I think. Just past it. Short of it.
Well, is there another twist to this tale?
Just got to beat that bowl. Draw a second shot. Keep them tight.
I think at the moment we've got a count of 2 or 3. Could we see the opposite and then get a 4 to have the Ettalong boys leaping in joy?
Get your extra end if that happens.
3 for an extra end, 4 for the victory for Hemi and Darren. I think they're holding possibly 3 at the moment. Don't think the front one's in for the 4th.
Oh, we'll play down here looking to plug that hole.
Really? They put 6 within a doily last end. Be hoping they'd get 1 or 2 in closer than they are now. Razor, he's willing it outwards. Crashed into the short one. Well, that's a little bit of luck. Sometimes you need a little bit. bird sitting on the shoulder was a nice one that time. The one that's sitting on my shoulder often is the buzzard. All that's left behind is the claw marks. So it's 1 to Ettalong at the moment. Kyle Hansen has just banged up the really short bowl, but that is a bomb from Hemi Palmer. Sits out the shot, well, the second shot bowl, back to 3. Oh, have we got the extra end coming up?
Yeah.
What do you do now? Do you go for a bit of a running shot, try and change it up?
He's called him to draw on the backhand. Just called draw to pass that front bowl.
Only needs to run into something there on the draw. Needs to hold. Needs to hold. He could be making it 4 with this. Well, is that a turning point again? Ettalong holding game. I don't think he can play the forehand. There's too much traffic. Backhand draw through the hole. Try and get down to match the yellow and green Kyle Hansen bowl at the back. If you're a bit tight, you can turn your own. You don't want to touch the shot bowl. Don't want to move the jack. So out through Darren's bowl, out to the right of screen, the furthest one. Inside raises on the tee line. Get down as close as you can. Just going to be out of the count. On the centre line, there's your blocker. No run for Razor. Before that, he might have been able to have a whack and get rid of 2 of them and win by 1. Don't know if that's available now. We're up for an exciting finish. 4 bowls left to play, provided the end doesn't get killed. Well, 4 bowls of regulation time anyway. Razor cuts it down to 3. We'll be playing a one-end shootout. Well, I thought Razor and Kyle had put an indelible stamp on that game claim, but currently down game. Could we have a more exciting finish? It is 4. Lee's gone out and had a look. What's he got to play?
He's playing the forehand. Playing the forehand to pick that gap. Gap between yellow bowls.
He's not coming back quickly enough. He's around it.
Weight was perfect.
Oh, Darren Morrison. Got any fingernails left with this bowl, mate? What's he going to play? Well, keep away from it, says Hemi. We're holding game. Don't give him anything more to look at. I don't know if it's worth covering the back because one shot out there is no good to you.
He sent this out quite wide.
You may as well be game down out there with 3 down as 1 up. Well, he hasn't really done anything with that one. Are we about to see the last bowl, or is Darren going to be forced to play? Exciting stuff. Razor still gets bowl of the day, but wow. This is his big chance. Still on that forehand. Needs to get in between Kyle's bowls, down to get second shot.
He picks his gap.
Third.
He picks his gap with weight. He's close.
Close. No. And that's it. Darren won't touch this last bowl. That's 4 shots. Wow.
Well. What a finish.
Congratulations.
What a finish. What a 2 ends.
Tightest game ever, and we get a 6 and a 4 to finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 18-17. Well, ladies and gentlemen, your 2023-24 Bowls New South Wales Champion of Champion Pairs men's winners, Hemi Palmer and Darren Morrison of Ettalong getting out of jail on the last end with a 4 to overcome Kyle Hansen and Ray Pearse. Taren point 17, 18, 17. Kyle and Ray score a 6 to jump 3 ahead and drop a 4. Absolutely amazing stuff. Thanks for joining us. It's been a wonderful thing. Gavin Burston, thanks for joining me in commentary.
Thank you.
And we'll be back at Cabravale Diggers in about a week or so for the champion pairs. Platinum pennant tomorrow. Looking forward to your company then. But for now, it's good night from Bowls, New South Wales.